Okay. Microphone check. Microphone check. If you are an early bird right now, let me know if you could hear me. MM2K, you back there somewhere, man?
Yo, 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 yo. No,
M-
I'm not fumbling like I did on my Resident Evil stream. I'm not fumbling on the floor, man. I'm good. I'm in my
That's what's
seat.
up. That's what's up, man. I got to make sure everything's set up properly before we kick off, man. There's so much news, man. First of all, welcome to the show. It's another
Absolutely.
SML podcast, y'all, episode 32. Trey
Yes.
Deuce, you know what I mean?
Woo.
MM,
Yes,
does
sir.
time fly, man? Has time been flying? What's your
Been
thoughts
fine,
on
man.
on these
Man,
shows that we do?
we've done 32 of these. It felt like it was just yesterday though, Storm, that me and you just got together and said, man, we got the chemistry, but we also pivot off the facts, man. The people want to see something like that out there, something unique like this, and something that's interactive for them to voice their opinion. Let's do this. We just got together real quick, boom, 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 did it, and it just seemed like it was yesterday. And now we're 32 episodes into it, man. It's a great feeling.
It really is. I agree, man. I'll say this right here. We got Sean L in the house, man. We got
Sean L.
Charles Aaron in the building. Early birds
Woo.
showing up as usual, man.
Yes,
I got
sir.
a feeling there's gonna be a few more. Look at that, Junior Thanos in the house, y'all. I'll tell you right now, we are going to cut the B. Hey, what does Z say? Cut the
To take the biggest knife out the drawer and cut the BS out, man.
cut the BS out. So we're gonna cut all that extra BS out. But before we do all that, we have to go into the updates, man. We have a lot of moves being made. MM2K, man, he's been doing this thing out there promoting what we do, what we work hard on, y'all. All these shows that we're bringing you, like Ying Meets Yang of Gaming, and so many others. But only he can do it the way that MM2K does it. So, MM, do you mind giving the people the updates real quick? Because you know that we have a show lined up for the people today.
Man, we got a hell of a show lined up today, and that show is SML Podcast. That is a show that we air every Saturday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The show that is hosted by my good brother Project Storm and myself. It either airs on this channel or it airs on the Stadia Doses channel. It alternates. So what y'all going to want to do is y'all going to want to make sure that you're subscribed here and subscribe to Stadia Doses so you don't miss any episodes. All right. We're always bringing you the latest and greatest in news, whether it's Stadia, cloud gaming, or the likes. And we always give it to you. We always do these deep dives that it just ain't being done anywhere else. You know what I'm saying? So definitely make sure that you're sub to both platforms. All right. After that, on Sundays, man, we got a jam-packed Sunday. This one. We got another great PNTS network show. It is called the Stadia Revolution. That is a show that is also hosted by Project Storm, but it is co-hosted by the good brother Stadia Rev. That show also alternates between Project Storm's channel and Stadia Revolution's channel. So definitely look for Stadia Revolution on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe there. You don't want to miss anything there. Why? Because those guys talk Stadia as well. They talk a lot of stuff, but they ain't no filter there. Ain't no filter there. And the show is growing because of their pure honesty. So definitely put that in your portfolio of content. Stadia Revolution. All right. Also, on Sunday, this Sunday, me and Jack Deslip were doing our monthly show, which is called The Number Show for Stadia. That is going to air at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Stadia Dosage platform. That's where we do the previous month's worth of specific data. I can't even explain what Jack Deslip does, but it's marvelous. It's marvelous.
Marvelous.
You don't want to miss it. He puts together a lot of great numbers, a lot of stuff that people aren't talking about as well. That's what we try to do here. We try to bring you a lot of stuff that people aren't talking about, but fills your knowledge base about the platform and where it's going, its trajectory. So definitely you want to join us for that show. And we're going to be doing a giveaway. We are going to be doing a giveaway of another Stadia premiere. Okay. So you definitely don't want to miss that show. All right, don't miss out on your premiere, y'all. We'll explain to you early or soon on how you're eligible for that premiere bundle. But you gotta be watching the show. I can tell you that first and foremost. 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Stadia Dosage platform. Revolutionary Storm airs 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Whose channels are going to be on this week?
It's going to be on Rev's channel this week.
Rev's channel. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
We had a
So
hell of a show last week. I mean, it was like
oh
record
hell
numbers
yeah.
and stuff, man. People came through the chat,
Yes.
lit it up, man. I appreciate every one of you that are checking this one out right now and or will be watching in the future. If you showed up for that one, man, you all made something happen that was like extra spectacular. It was fun, MM. It was fun, man.
Absolutely. It was a hell of a show, just in
Yeah.
general. A nice fiery, the chat was involved. It was a great show altogether. Y'all definitely catch up on that one, but be ready for tomorrow's show, definitely. All right. Wednesdays, we do a show, Storm and myself. We host a show called SSC Podcast. Now that's Stadia 100. That's all Stadia, everything Stadia. That show airs every Wednesday on the Stadia Dosage platform. 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is our target time, but we've been known to do 2 p.m. Eastern Standard 3. So you want to be subscribed to that channel so you don't miss an episode there. All things Stadia on that show. Last but not least, and it is coming back this Thursday. We just we keep saying it every week, but
and we're not lying. You know, things come up
Yeah,
when
we're
you
not
have
lying.
a panel of people that have lives. Y'all know how it can go sometimes. We all have lives in here right now. So
Yep.
things can happen with scheduling. Y'all know. So hey, I can't wait. When we do, it's going to be something special. It's going to be
It's gonna
something
be a hell of a
entertaining. I
show.
guarantee you.
because we got a hell of a panel lined up for you. I'm not ready to tell y'all yet,
Right.
but it's going to be a hell of a panel of very unique and different opinions. And that show that we're referring to is the Commission. That's the PNTS network show where we chop into the PNTS, chops it up about all things gaming, and now we have a lineup of guests that will be there. I'm telling you, this is going to be a fiery one.
Yo, he means all things gaming. Nintendo Switch, man. PlayStation,
Yep.
Xbox, PC,
Absolutely.
Stadia, you
Yep.
name Luna, G for everything. Everybody gets the mention in that show.
Everything, and there's going to be some differences of opinion this time around. So you definitely don't want to miss that episode. It's going to be a fiery episode. That show airs on the MM2K Videos channel. So look up MM2K Videos on YouTube. That is scheduled to air this upcoming Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Storm. I think that's everything, brother.
I don't remember. You know me. There's so many shows that we have our hands in, man. Did we mention YMYOG, man? I know that. I don't remember hearing Snow Bunny Gaming's name. You know what I mean? And Bunny.
We didn't mention YMYOG.
Hey, Bunny,
that is
Bunny.
this. That now
Bunny.
okay. So that is the show that is hosted on Snow Bunny Gaming's channel. It's on hiatus right now. But I'm not sure when it's going to come back.
Yeah. It'll be back. It'll be back soon.
It'll be back though.
Before the summer, before midsummer, it should be back.
Exactly. These are the summer months, y'all. So like Storm said, it's to be expected. But that show airs every Sunday when it's live again. It's going to air every Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Snow Bunny Gaming's channel. That is the show that is hosted by Snow Bunny Gaming, Project Storm, and the homie Rome Rush. You definitely want to check that out. They talk all things gaming as well from very different and unique perspectives. Hence the title, Yang Meets Yang of Gaming. You definitely don't want to miss that one. Now I think I'm done. Thank you, Storm, for making sure I do what I'm supposed to do.
Nah, man.
And
I don't know how you
call
remember it.
everything.
I don't know how you remember it. I'm glad I could put it on you because, man, listen. But people, sometimes we might take 30, 45, 50 minutes to get deeper into topic number one, right? But today we're not going to be able to do that. We're not going to be. We don't intend to do that at all. When we do, it's just rocking out with the chat, being excited about the Stadia news. Let me call out the rest of the people that just joined before we kick off, man.
Shout out.
We got G Millie in the building. G Million, check him out, y'all. Right there, making content on YouTube. G Million.
G Millie.
Wrong Yeezy, always been a celebrity,
Wrong
always
Yeezy in the
showing up.
house.
You know what I mean? Wrong Yeezy's in the building, man. I haven't heard too many people talking about Wrong Yeezy out here dropping these videos and stuff on Stadia and all that recently, man. But hey, I'm gonna let him do his thing. But Wrong Yeezy, thank you very much for showing up. You know what I mean? Calvin Morgan said, "What up? Stadia's on the road dropping big news." And this is why this right here, Calvin, is exactly what we're talking about right now, man. There's so much to be talked about. And it just seems like it's all bundled up. It came from out of nowhere, for real, and just smacked me in the face. So we're going to try our best to break this down today. Charles in the house. We already called him out. Amanor is in the building. There's only one Amanor.
Exactly.
Just want to point that out, man. Don't come in here trying to be Amanor. I want to send that message out, make it clear, man. There's only one that gets the pass in the Stadia community. You know what I'm saying? That's Amanor. The only one that can come in here and troll it. You know what I'm saying? Because he does so with substance and all that stuff. You know what I mean? So here's the deal,
man.
They
may try, but hey, Storm, they may try, but they won't get denied.
They can never duplicate. They can imitate, but can't duplicate, man. Amanor is in the house. Here we go. We also had Dominicano 791, y'all. Big supporter of what we do here, and that feels good, MM2K. It feels good, man. I have to step my game up and get the scrolling ticker and all that stuff, man. I need to do something, man, because I get like I'm seeing Dominicano's name and everybody's name, all the members and everything on the Stadia Dosage platform, and I'm like, damn, that looks sweet. You know what I'm saying? Just seeing everybody up there. So we appreciate each and every one of y'all. Got something special lined up for the summer. That's all I'll say right now. Absolutely. Unitrix is in the building, man. What's going on, Unitrix? And we also got
good to see you, man.
Two bag or two bog, man. You never told me how to say it. You got to let me know now. I'm telling you, when you come in here, y'all, and I say your name wrong, call me out and say, nah, Storm, it is this. So we get it right. Because if not, MM2K, as y'all know, he will call you what he wants to call you. Don't let him do that. All right. So with that being said, as I'm choking, you know what I'm saying? Getting snarky and out here choking. So check this out, y'all. Let me do something real quick for the people. I want y'all to listen to this right here. This right here will be the show notes for the day. Uh-oh. I just snatched them out of the binder, out of the book, out of the tablet, the notebook, whatever.
What are you doing, sir?
Here we go. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
All right, we got to get rid of these notes for the day because
what is he doing?
With everything that's out here, MM2K, that we need to talk about, man, the hell do we need notes for? What do we need a script for?
Storm, how are we going to survive without notes?
Hey, bro, the chat will lead us, man. The chat will lead us, you know? So here we go, people. We're going to kick it off today. MM, now, we had to talk about what games we've been playing, and I'll let you go first today for a good reason, man.
Okay.
So I know you've been talking a lot of Madden. And you made me jump on Madden yesterday, but I'll get into that when it's my turn. What have you been playing on Stadia or anywhere?
Well, really, it's been Stadia. It's been all Stadia. The overwhelming majority, yes, sir, you are absolutely correct. It is Madden, man. Madden has just captured my soul. I even called for assistance. I called for help out on Twitter. I said, look, man, Madden has captured my soul. Please help me. And hopefully someone will answer because I'm too addicted to the damn game.
I put a like on it. That's all I could do, you know?
Yeah, brother.
I can't help you. I don't want to help you. That's a good problem to have.
Yeah, it is. It is. And you know why I love Madden so much? Because it's the portability of it, Storm. Like, it's not only is it 60 frames per second, not only is it a beautiful 4K on Stadia, I'm not quite sure the native pixels. You know, we don't be fretting that stuff here. We don't care about that stuff. But not only all that, but I can take it with me on any screen, Storm. I can play it up in the man cave on my computer with the special sauce, the secret sauce that they be hating on. The Crinkle Cut crew, they be hating on from Project Storm. They got my stuff all super glossy and stuff in the streams. I can play it in the man cave that way. Or I could go downstairs when my wife was like, MM2K, it's wife time. You got to listen to me complain about work. So when I go downstairs and I go on my Google TV where I got Stadia side loaded, I play it there. And golly, it's fantastic there. Then when my wife goes, it's time for me to spend up the money. We're going to Victoria's Secret or whatever. I'm like, all right, sweetheart, but you got to drive. All right. So I be sitting in the passenger seat. And what do I do, Storm? I play the game. I'm playing Madden on my phone. Same great fidelity from the PC to the damn TV to the Pixel phone, man. Great stuff. And I'm addicted to this game wherever I go. If I know I'm sitting down for 10 minutes or more, I'm playing Madden. I'm addicted. So that's where the majority of my gameplay has been. But if you're a member of Stadia Dosage News, then you saw that I got into that Chronos this week. That Chronos Before the Ashes. Great game. We talked about a Storm on SSC Podcast, though. A couple of performance hiccups, though. Some issues. that definitely need to be resolved. I think it got something to do with that engine that the Chronos and Remnant games are running off of.
Yeah.
Because Remnant definitely has some hiccups, but on PC rather. But those are the two games that I've been able to get into this week. Not a lot of not a variety of gaming, but I have been playing a lot of Madden. I'm too addicted, man. I need help. Help me,
man. Well, I'll tell you this right here, bro. One day maybe you'll get out there and play rank like me and Next We Go Hard, aka Wolfgang, and others out here. So I'm still in that top 100, by the way. And I just beat the number 5 player, y'all. I played Madden yesterday, Curtis. Me because MM2K put the tweet out there asking for help, right? I said, let me get on this Madden. No cap within a minute and 25, because they put the timer up or whatever to let you, like, as an estimate of when you might connect with another player, right? So it was a minute and 25, which is nothing, right? I jumped on, first attempt, boom. Minute 23 seconds, I was in a ranked match with somebody, right? When I played the guy, I'm like, yo, all right, I'm just going to stick to what I know. Moved the ball up the field, scored, stopped him, scored again, he scores, blah, 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 right? I think I won like 21-7, made him quit. Looked at the top 100 leaderboard, number 5 player in the world, y'all.
Wow.
The number 5 player in the world. Go check him out right now. And that's nothing new to me, man. I beat top talent before on every platform, PlayStation, Xbox, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's no secret. So MM2K, thank you for letting me get out there because I have to stay in the top 100. The hardest part about Madden and staying on any ranked leaderboards, guys, you know this, right? You have to keep playing that game, and that has to be the game that you eat, sleep, and breathe. I can't do that because I can't be out here like missing out on Blue Fire and the games that recently dropped on Stadia, man. That's so dope and spectacular. Like, I have to be able to tell y'all that I touched these games, so it gets hard. Now, with all that being said, I jumped over to No Man's Sky, and I didn't even tell MM2K. He don't know what I'm about to say. No Man's Sky, I just had it as the featured video on my channel when you go to Project Storm. And I heard that this big Prism 3.5 update dropped that added DLSS and all that stuff. And you all know, if you may not know, I have an RTX 3080 in my PC build or whatever. And I was very excited for it, for MM. So what I did was I went over to Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. I'm a subscriber of that. I went over to Game Pass and tried and played it from there. I played it. That's where I made the video from, that version of the game. Then I realized that with Game Pass Ultimate, the new update is not even live yet. It only goes to 3.0, where this Prism update is 3.5 mm. So I had to uninstall that, and I had to purchase the game. I purchased the game on Steam. When I purchased the game on Steam, y'all, I get this error message after the loading screen. Like, it says No Man's Sky, then the stars and everything. You see the maps loading. I mean, the different planets as you're passing through space. And then it freezes after 5 seconds. And then it gives you an error message and say, contact the Hello Games Zendesk and all this stuff. So I'm like, damn. I can't even play the game that I just paid $30 for. It's on sale right now on Steam. Go check it out, y'all. Some people are lucky enough to play it, but I can't. So I talked to my boy, shout out to my buddy, Watch Kenny Die out in Oakland, California, right? Kenny said, yo, Storm, I'm having some serious issues with playing these PC titles right now. I'm ready to throw something out the damn window. He was very upset, man. And I was like, yo, what are you talking about? My games have been working fine. So I don't know if this is a problem. I don't know what it's about, but I know what I'm going to say here is I'm not having these problems on Stadia, y'all.
Yeah.
Now, and I say Stadia, I played some Xbox last week or whatever, got some chicken dinners, 3 out of 4 chicken dinners and all that, right? But I'm not having any major problems with Stadia, MM. Then I remembered that in a recent interview, I think it was that same interview we highlighted with from Eurogamer, Rich Ledbetter and Phil and Maj Bakar, right?
Yep.
I noticed that they said something in there like, YouTube is pretty much built to always run. Like, you hardly ever see YouTube down, right?
Exactly.
So then, MM, I thought about the fact that we've been talking about this so many times, how Stadia is rarely ever down. And I don't believe in the jinx, y'all. I don't believe in the jinx and all that stuff. What's going to happen is what's going to happen. Stadia's been down momentarily at times, few times, but that's because they're pulling down mistakes like games that shouldn't be up or whatever the case is. But Stadia has been consistent for going on almost 2 years now, MM. So I said, damn, YouTube is built to always be running. Stadia, Google, they're all in this ecosystem, this Google ecosystem, right? Is Stadia built to do the same damn thing? Now, I know that's not even on the notes. We didn't talk about it, y'all. MM2K is his first time hearing it. But this is what we do. Live shows, y'all. Live shows should spark like spontaneous conversation sometime. So, MM, what is your thoughts after just hearing that YouTube, and have you seen YouTube down, now that I said this, or Stadia? Like, as far as convenience and consistency and all that stuff goes.
With all the talk about, what are you going to do when Stadia goes down? Well, Stadia is built off the YouTube, infrastructure. Well, it's always going to go down. And the fact that we've seen Xbox Live, native game, for the most part, native gameplay that relies on online activity, and even PSN go down more than Stadia, is to me, I ain't got them problems. You know what I'm saying? So, it just shows. Look, we talked about a storm.
Hold on. Let me get two bug, man. Two bug. I got it now. It's two bug in the house. If I'm not saying it wrong now, I had to, because I don't want to forget this time. I told him to call it out, let me know, and he did. So I want to get it right. Two bug 313, man, if I'm not mistaken. But thank you, brother. Go ahead, MM. My bad.
So when we were covering that article earlier in the week about the Maj and Phil Harrison sit down with Richard Ledbetter, they told you back then that this was so integral to the Stadia's future, is the connectivity between it and the YouTube infrastructure.
Right.
Then there was a video. Shout out to Akash Monger. Shout out to Dustin Moran.
Shout out.
They showed a video, or they pointed me in the direction of a video where a lot of the stuff that we're seeing from Stadia was put together by YouTube engineers, right?
Yeah.
So the YouTube and the Stadia side really go hand in hand. And you guys got to really pay close attention to that, because when we hear this rhetoric about Stadia is a failure, Stadia is still building. When it gets to its apex, when it's done through the metamorphosis and it's in its finite state, or I don't want to say finite because that's not right, but when it's in its main state, it's going to be heavily integrated into YouTube, and YouTube is far from a failure. And people love watching games and interacting with game content on YouTube. So the mind state is, if they like watching it, if they like interacting with game content, wouldn't they want to be part of it as well?
Yes, sir.
So they just, we just got to put our thinking caps on and think this through thoroughly. But yeah, I mean, it just proved, to answer your question, your original question about the stability of Stadia. Yeah, YouTube is very stable with all of its activity. So that speaks a lot to, and being that Stadia and YouTube are so intertwined, that speaks a lot to what to expect from Stadia.
Yeah, and I know you just covered something, so it all goes hand in hand, really, man. It's amazing when that happens, too, man. We don't plan this stuff, but you just dropped a video explaining the new YouTube announcements and all that stuff, which you can feel free to get into deeper, because I damn sure can't. I'm not the creator of the video, right? But I will say, when you just you asked me during SSC, Stadia Stream Connect podcast. If y'all don't know what it means, y'all, SSC, Stadia Stream Connect, right? If, like, you asked a question like about YouTube and integration or something, like we were talking about this, MM, and it's funny how all of this stuff is coming about, because I said, somebody was talking about the brand name changing or whatever, like should Stadia change its name to YouTube Gaming and all that. So we had a deep, in-depth conversation with the chat and everything, guys. And I said, so when MM asked me, Storm, what do you think? I said, keep Stadia like it is. You have a great name that means a whole lot. It's directly, the name itself, it includes everything, everybody gaming related, like those who view content, those who play, those who create, right? It just includes all of that. So it's a genius name, by the way. So I'm like, never change the name. Keep Stadia around forever. do not go YouTube gaming is what I say. And I understand the people who say go YouTube gaming, because then that the power of YouTube, that name alone, could do works and wonders for the platform, right? So I said no.
Yeah.
What you do is you integrate YouTube like features and things that make YouTube so great directly with Stadia, just like you planned to do from the beginning. What are your thoughts, man? And you can definitely counter my points or my argument.
Well, no, I think it's great stuff. I'm glad you had brought that up, Storm, because that's the power of the duo. You know what I'm saying? When one person's about to fall off the cliff, you know what I'm saying? The other person grabbed them by the collar, like, whoa, hold on. No, I think you're 110% right. I know in the past, Storm, we entertained, maybe Stadia should change its name. They're going to have to change the name, man, because they're getting beat up so bad. No, the media has an agenda, and we're going to talk about this too, because it's going to be like a quick off-topic community thing later in the show. But the media has an agenda. They want to beat Stadia down. The more and more the platform comes in more people's hands, the more and more you see people defending it. Like Wario. Shout out to the homie Wario out there on Twitter. He would dibble and dabble and post stuff about Stadia every now and again, and people would rip it to shreds. And you would even there was a couple of times, and Rev know what I'm talking about. There was a couple of times here and there where he took a couple, little pot shots at it. You know what I mean? Whatever.
Yeah.
But now when he posts this stuff, he's defending it, and majority of the comments are Stadia people like, nah, chill. This is not, stop with the hate rhetoric. This is something that unsuspecting gamers might be interested in. So let Wario do his thing. You know what I'm saying? So. That just goes to the power of the media has its hate campaign right now. It'll subside, but down the road, what we're going to see is this platform really flourish, really blossom, and really be something that we ain't got to worry about them changing their name. And I think the name is great. I had a conversation on Twitter not too long ago where they were like, Stadium, or the Stadia name, didn't make sense to somebody. And I said, it makes sense to me. If you're trying to build a platform that blurs the lines between content creation and content consumption, Stadia is fantastic because it represents that. You're saying that we are not simply just a gaming platform.
Right.
We're a game content platform. Meaning we're not just putting a console in the sky. We're not just putting PC games in the sky.
Word.
We have a powerful game content platform in YouTube, which everybody don't have, except for Amazon.
No. It's not in the same. Nah, see. They also said it's unique, so nobody has what they have under the hood. And the secret sauce. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
I'm talking about, as far as the game content, just having a platform that where game content. Yeah. I get where you're coming from, but just having a platform.
Gotcha.
Where the game content is very popular. But no, you're absolutely right.
No, and you are too.
Amazon, look, nothing against Amazon, Storm. I got to say this as a precursor. I think Amazon's going to be the shiznit down the road.
Right.
But not right now. You know what I'm saying? Trust me, those people that's trying to sell you on that pipe dream that, what you're getting from Amazon right now is equivalent to Stadia. If you like it, I love it. But if you want my honest assessment, well, look, man, I like Stadia. So what about Amazon? I'm going to tell you, hey, if you don't mind tinkering, go tinker with Amazon. That's cool. I tinker with it. Ain't nothing wrong with it. I'm a subscriber. I ain't stopped my subscription. Right. They getting money from me while I'm saying this stuff. So ain't no big deal. But to Storm's point, I get where my brother was coming from. Nah, puppy. Let's not. They're not on the same kill, not just yet. They'll eventually get there, I believe, or close to it, maybe. But they're not on the same kill just yet. But with having a strong game platform, that being able to market that along with the interaction of the game content is unique to Amazon and Stadia. And all these other cloud platforms can't boast that. So we got to give them their flowers now, and particularly Stadia, because even though Amazon can pivot off its game platform, Storm,
they
ain't got that Stadia power right now. You know what I mean?
Don't. They don't have that. They don't have the history and all the expertise and stuff, that lineage, man, that Stadia has. According to what Stadia, now Stadia's out here saying this. They're proud of what they've created. You know what I mean? This is not my words. I'm just going by what Stadia has said, like I've been doing since before launch. And they've been delivering. We'll get into some of those examples during this show, y'all. But they keep telling us things, and they keep delivering them on the focus, not the promises. I don't want to say the promise anymore, because they didn't say I promise you. They didn't tell me, Project Storm, I promise you this right here, 8K gaming in 2021. They didn't promise us anything last time I checked. So I know people use promise a lot, but I just want to say the focus. You know what I'm saying? Like the goals and everything, right?
Yep.
They're delivering on a lot of those, MM2K. For me as a gamer, I can tell you right now, some of the things that we have harped about, people don't even use that much, man. Like, I mean, some of the things you talk about, the uproar. Remember, let's go. Hey, we'll get into the hot tub time machine, as you would say, man. We'll get into that a few times during this show, y'all. But I remember people saying, where's Stream Connect? They got Stream Connect. It was in a Ubisoft game. It was dope as hell. Magnificent. Stream Connect came, it died down. Now, who's praising Stream Connect right now as a super hot feature? Well, some of us are still praising it as a hot feature. Others have let it go on. They're waiting for the next biggest thing. Well, they don't have the crossplay. Where's that? Not crossplay, the crowd choice integration and the crowd play. They promised us this. Well, they came out. People like me, you, Stadia Revolution, and others was out there saying, yo, just have a little patience, man. Have a little bit of patience. All this stuff will come. I promise you. They said it's going to come. I don't think Google's going to do us like this. Or Stadia, I mean. Stadia, Google, Stadia. Get it? You know what I'm saying? Yep. I don't think they're going to do us like this as consumers, man. They're trying to wow us. They're trying to get us to believe in Stadia and understand that it is going to take a while for all of this stuff to come to light. They said this. MM2K covered it for y'all. I covered it for y'all. Rev and others in this chat have covered it for y'all. Other people in the community have covered it for y'all time after time, man. But yet some people still hit me up in the DM, hit me up on the phone, hit me up in party chats on Xbox and everything and say, yeah, Stadia dead. That's what they say. Stadia dead. Not Stadia's dead. Not Stadia's dying. Stadia dead. All right. Go ahead and be great, man. Let me get the hell out of this party. I'm going back to Stadia. That's what I do now, y'all. Go ahead, Emma.
Well, here's the problem. In the advent of YouTube being as popular, it's a gift and a curse. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, a rising tide lift all boats, even the bad ones. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. So then you have people like Yang Ye. I love Rich. He's not a bad person, but he's smarter than the content that he puts out there. So Richard Review Tech, you know, when they put out these articles and they speak so absolutist about stuff, like Rich said, yeah, Stadia's a graveyard. It's a bare bones crew. But then we see job postings about what's going on in Munich and stuff like that speak otherwise. We see that the YouTube engineers that are working hand in hand with Stadia, like Richard is ignorant of how Stadia structure is or Google structure is. I'm not ignorant because there have been a couple of times. I'm like 15 minutes away from a Google campus storm. So there's been a couple of times where I've been fed up at my job, you know, and I was like, well, I got IT experience. I used to manage an IT team. Hell with it. Let me go try and get over here at Google. Right. I come through the door, had a couple of interviews, these mugs playing hacky sack and having a grand old time. I was like, oh, hell yeah, I want to come over here, only to get my bubble bursted. But that's here nor there. If you know the Google structure at some fathomable level, Storm, you know that it isn't just like there's no siloed areas. Things are interactive. So yeah, I might have a team of 5, but I got a support team of 3 from another area. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's important for shows like this to point those fallacies out, because you have those content creators that as YouTube becomes more popular, light does get shined more and more on some of the tasteless content and the factless content. So when that happens, people believe some of this stuff, and it's just a matter of us coming in and saying and interjecting and saying, no, that's actually not true. The platform isn't dead. If something has been dead, if something's been dying for over 18 months, I think it's time to call an exorcism.
Man.
Like if something's been in the state of dying for 18 months and it ain't cropped over yet, then y'all need to get the holy water out of here. You know what I mean? So it's just a bunch of people that followed these YouTubers that talked in absolutist terms. And because they like the YouTubers, they're like, yeah, I pledge allegiance to this YouTuber. And now they all sound stupid and they don't know how to backtrack. They don't know how to say, well, okay, maybe it's not as a big deal yet, but it's definitely not dead. They don't know how to say that. They don't know how to say that and say, maybe we were wrong about that because they were so staunch that it was dead. But
no, they're saying it's going to die in July 21st is the date that the haters are anticipating that Stadia is going to die. July 21st, 2022, not this year, but next year, July
exactly.
20. Yeah. So we got to mark this on our calendar, y'all. Let's see if they're right.
It's just, I mean, again, nobody's in the boardroom. I'll say it like this. That's not in Google's plans. Anything catastrophic, the hell, we could be in 2022 and something happened to PlayStation. Right. PlayStation stocks or Sony stocks for some reason can plummet to $2.50 per share because it's a scandal or something like that. Like, I'm not going to sit there and speak absolutists. Oh no, Stadia is going to be around forever. I don't know what's going to happen with any company. So if anybody to speak absolutists like that, they don't know. You know what I'm saying? On PlayStation, for two console generations, destroying their competition with the PlayStation 3 at the end of that generation, they almost went lights out. They've admitted it. They've had to liquidate stuff. PlayStation was in a bad state. And had not the PlayStation 4 helped them regain their dominance because Sony relies so much on PlayStation, they may have made it out. They probably wouldn't be here. So I don't speak absolutists like that. I can tell you from what we saw, Storm, and what we were able to validate on very good authority, in Stadia's plans, they're here for the long term, and they've been giving the kudos from Alphabet, the parent company of not just Stadia, but Google as well.
Well, just like Eminor believes everything that Young Yeezy and Rich says from Review Tech USA and all that stuff, man, he believes everything they say. I believe everything that Stadia says because they haven't been wrong. Now, some people are gonna, and Rev is gonna have to cover his ears, man. Some people, they want to keep bringing up the SG&E. So I told MM2K, I'm always gonna be willing to bring up the SG&E because, like Akash has said on Twitter, and I've said, and so many people are understanding now, and it's becoming more apparent. And we have an article that we're gonna go through today about the fact that whole move, shutting down SG&E, y'all, that's never, you have to face that as a Stadia gamer, in my opinion, because you have to have the conversation with the haters. The haters are using everything that they can grasp or whatever to their disposal, right? So in order to combat what the haters are saying, we have to be able to talk about it. I'm not running from the conversation. I think that was one of the best things that happened to Stadia. It was one of the best things, and we don't want to get into why right now. We'll do that a little bit later. But bro, we're going to get into these topics, man. We got 9 to 5 Google, y'all. They've been on fire. Shout out to 9 to 5 Google putting that work in out there, making everything just so easy to read for us and everything in one spot. I appreciate that. So if we can, man, we're going to go ahead and
pull up. It's already up.
Yeah, the changelog, man, is already up. So let me do my job. Let me do my job and make sure that it's going to be all right. I can see you moving the mouse, so we should be good, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, so here we go, people. So much news, so little time. Stadia changelog right here, y'all. Go check it out. You know what I mean? Like, how do you wake up? I wake up, I go to work yesterday. I come home. I'm looking at 8K TVs. Yes, 8K TVs. I'm looking at 8K displays, right? I mean, y'all know what I do, man. I'm trying to really test this tech, man. I'm trying to do what I can. I'm talking about RTX 3080 and all that stuff, man. How many games can I play at 8K? I don't care if it's 30 frames per second to 60 on 8K because that's 8K, right? So I want to be able to do some things. So I have my eyes set on a couple of displays, right?
Yep.
I haven't really been playing as many games as I normally would, MM2K. And then here comes this news right here. Far Cry 6 pre-orders are live. But not only that, for all you Far Cry fans out there, like myself and MM2K, who has said Far Cry 5 is one of the best games he's ever played. Now, that wasn't enough. Then they hit the Bomberman. And me and Rev, we will get into more of this tomorrow. We're not going to go through and read the whole thing. So look out for us on Stadia Revolution's channel tomorrow for the Revolutionary Storm podcast, episode 7, right? But MM, Bomberman crossplay, man. And yet another game that has enabled crossplay with Stadia. Now, MM, if you stay right there, we know that this is a big one for the people.
Storm, they can't see it on the screen.
Oh, they can't?
You got to switch to the slide.
Oh, okay. Hold on 1 second. You're right about that, man. I'd be so excited to get into it, y'all. I apologize. I'd be so excited, man. Hold on. Let me go ahead and switch to it. Web view. Boom. And then earlier, I know that Dominicano said he couldn't really hear. He couldn't hear us or whatever. So hopefully he got that situated. And shout out to everybody that just joined. In a minute, I'm going to shout you out by name. But let me go ahead and pull this up. Now you all should be able to see it. So, all right, Super Bomberman R online, y'all. Recently expanded to more platforms after a year, all right? So, if you look at the platforms right there, we got Stadia, Steam, PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, all right? Plus the Fall Guys, what does it say right there? The Fall Guys, because
this is plus the Fall Guys character has just been added.
Man. So Stadia, yet another game, man. Borderlands 3 recently announced that crossplay was going to be coming or enabled or whatever. We already had Division and PUBG and Elder Scrolls Online and Killer Queen Black and other games on the platform. But it seems like here they are, MM, focusing more heavily on this crossplay, which is something that I have said several times should be the main focus, even over exclusive games, man. Now, I wanted to see the Battle Royale. Got to let the new people know. I wanted to see the tens of thousands of players Battle Royale that only the cloud can bring. And maybe one day we will still see those because this is still Stadia's technology. They still have access to everything that they had, when SG&E was around, MM, right? I just want people to keep that in mind because some people are going to accuse us of not talking about this in the future. Why didn't you talk about SG&E and the moves that, they're going to do it based on the history of us getting our own attacks targeted our way, right? It might come up. So, wanted to make that clear, man. MM2K, now I've said this is the big move for Stadia. This will be the feather in Stadia's cap, man. You if you can get people over here to and let them see how appealing it is to be able to play with other players. Like some people only play multiplayer games. They'll buy Call of Duty and they can't tell me a character in the campaign. Like they never touch the campaign. They jump right on the multiplayer and they ride or die on the multiplayer, man. They never touch single player at all, right? So multiplayer is going to be a big component, a big thing for Stadia to take seriously, right? And it looks like they are. They promised us since day one where they got on the stage at GDC and the big white cross-platform, whatever banner, was on the screen.
Yep.
The big black bold letters, right? Right from that day, they told us that that's what they were going to be focusing on. Now here it is. They're focusing on this, MM. Like people keep talking about broken promises and stuff, right? But it seems like yet another game. And I think, now we know that this is not going to be the last game, people. We know that there's been an uptick in cross-play games coming to the platform or being enabled for Stadia to be included with other platforms, right? MM, what does this say about the trajectory and what the focus is from Google Stadia, man?
Well, Stadia, again, we talked about this before, Storm. I was always confused on why Stadia had its own internal studio. Like, I'm not gonna lie, and when Jade Raymond first walked out on the stage, I looked and I said, but Jade is accomplished and she'll make something great. I just don't understand what purpose this serves. Like, after understanding what Stadia was, I'm thinking the thing that took my mind over and sold me on the platform at GDC was seeing the games that I like to play with the Stadia capabilities. It wasn't what can y'all develop? Because I understand I've been gaming for 30 plus years. I understand what development cycles are like. I understand what it's like when you put studios together for the first time and, you know, they're trying to get things together.
And then a pandemic hits. You don't understand how when a pandemic hits on top of all that, though.
Yeah, well, this is even before the pandemic, before we even, you know, when we found out in 2019. And then I'm like, well, then y'all are talking about AI and machine learning.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and they were talking about Storm, how they were in the Valley at one of the DICE events, the Valley being the unknown place. Like, there's so many possibilities here. We don't know which way this is going to go. So if you're in a Valley and you're trying to develop first party exclusive, and let's just say you're 3 years into it. And 3 years in, you're like, and so the AI team come back to you and say, oh my God, now Stadia has these capabilities. Can you put these in there? And then you start building it. And then you know, so it takes another year. Then they come back in another year. Oh my God, now Stadia can do this. Can you throw this in there? Because you can't, because how can you release a first party game that is missing core Stadia features or things that Stadia can do? How can you release it? You always got to keep implementing and adding it to them. It's not a static box. So that would make internal development tricky. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I never understood that. What I understood was what Aaron Hoffman John was doing, which was creating the tech and working with developers so they can take a team of 13 and make a World of Warcraft. You know what I'm saying? So in my mind, what this means is that Stadia, after really, I don't know, getting caught up in the PlayStation, Xbox hype of having internal studios, I think they came back to their senses and they said, okay, we can have great games. We can have great exclusive content. Let's put it in the hands of the people that already know how to make games. Let's do what we do best, make tech. And that's what Xbox did with the 360 generation. Its most appraised generation. Outside of Halo, Xbox wasn't making nothing first party that people really wanted. They were getting appraised from the Mass Effects and the BioShocks at the time, and them helping usher in the Fallouts, even though that was multi-plat, but that was synonymous with Xbox. And all those games that they were coming out with that made the 360 so great, overwhelming majority of that was second party development. Xbox just said, here, look, here goes some money. Do what y'all do, but bring it to us. And I think Stadia is going to do that right now. And I think it's great. And then once they get enough revenue stream from that storm, then they might venture more into, okay, now we know what this tech will do. We're out of the Valley. Let's now develop something that internally that showcases this tech. And we're going to talk about why, even if they feel like, oh, at some point in time, we're going to pick up more developers, why we may not see that for a while. There's logistics and things to that people may not understand if you're not in a Fortune 500 world, and that we know of a journalist that don't understand the storm. We're going to talk about that later. But behold, that what they're doing right now, as far as I'm concerned, and many are concerned, as we get to that article whenever you want to, is that this is the smart thing for them to do. Work with the people that already know how to make the great games to bring their games to Stadia, and they become greater.
All right, so excellent points, man. So what we're going to do is we're going to continue to go through the games that was announced real quick so we won't forget about those for the people that want to see. So I'm going to switch back to the most web. And then what we're going to do is we'll go ahead and touch on that article, man, because I'm telling y'all, there's so much to discuss. There's so much news out here. So all these games. Now go up a little bit. Let me make sure. I want to make sure I see. Yeah, I see 100 days and all that. All right, go down some. Okay. Let me make sure we're not skipping. All right, Uno 50th anniversary. I had to touch on that. A game that Rev is definitely looking forward to playing with the community out here, y'all. We've talked about it. We'll give y'all updates on that. All right, so keep going down. It's good to see that right there for all the people who are who have played or interested in Uno, right? 100 Days, the winemaking simulator game. I haven't tried it, but I know a lot of people had good experiences. I see people out there like, yo, it made them feel warm and fuzzy and all that good stuff. So these games are definitely important to the platform. Again, they don't have to be for everybody. I haven't played those two, right? But I tell you this right here. they're bringing more games for the families and all of the people who like those types of games. Is there anything wrong with that, real quick?
Absolutely. I mean, real quick, like, no, remember this time last year, where are the kids' games?
Oh,
and they
man.
bring the kids' games, and now we're complaining. Like, it's Stadia can't win. And sometimes you got to just block out the silliness. But no, this is a great thing.
Remember last year, they were like, where are the games like Untitled Goose? And we might be able to put that on screen for them a little later after the journalist.
Yeah, we are.
We'll put that on screen, man. But let's go down. Games coming to Stadia, y'all. Some of these games, surprisingly, I have not played. If I haven't played them, if I have played them, maybe I haven't completed them yet or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So as you can see on this list right here, we got Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered, right? I can't remember where I completed Assassin's Creed 3. I know I completed 1, 2, Brotherhood, I think, and then working on Origins and all the other ones, right? What about you?
Yep.
Have you even touched Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered yet?
I'm gonna be honest with you, Storm. I wasn't. Let me correct it. I wasn't a big Assassin's Creed fan until Odyssey.
Yeah.
Yeah, Odyssey and that was my game of the year after watching that at E3. So all these other ones, I'm gonna give a look to. Because I got Ubisoft Plus.
Seriously, hey, bro, I forgot all about it. I'm up here like, yo, I got to pre-order this game, Mars. You know how I do it.
Yeah.
The Far Cry 6 is live right now. Let me hit that pre-order. I want the basic game. I don't care about the bundle right now. Then you reminded me, yo, wait a minute, man.
Yeah.
Don't you have Ubisoft Plus? And I said, damn, wait a minute. Because see, a game like that, it says so much about value that you just forget.
Yes.
Like you forget that Ubisoft Plus is providing value like this, man. Like that's crazy to just think that I'm going to be having access to what version of the game? What version? The basic version?
The ultimate version. With Ubisoft Plus, you get access to the ultimate versions, brother.
Yo.
And Storm, can I comment on that real quick? I know we got a lot to go over, and I don't want to.
Bro. Go ahead.
Normally bad, but what people got to realize, because I've had Ubisoft Plus since it released day one. What people got to realize is that right now, Stadia is trying to build its library of noteworthy content that they see as successful everywhere. It's not about just putting a whole bunch of games out there, which I'm not saying putting out a whole bunch of games is necessarily a bad thing, but you got to look at the trajectory and the target demo of Stadia. The target demo of Stadia are people that consume games at a technical level and consume games at a casual level. If you're a technology hog, you want to see your favorite games with the Stadia tech. That's not every game. You want to see your favorite games with the Stadia tech. If you're casual, you want to see the top-notch talked about games on the platform, which they're working hard to get on a daily basis. They got rid of SG&E to work harder to get those games. A lot of the games you will see them target, Storm, are the games that are most streamed because they want to make a seamless stream / content creation consumption platform.
Yeah.
That said, if you're looking for quality single-player titles, you can look no further than Ubisoft. Ubisoft is of the creme de la creme of said titles, and we exclusively with Amazon have access to their games on a platform other than PC. You know what I'm saying? In the cloud.
Yeah.
So there is no Ubisoft Plus on Xbox at the moment. I know there's rumors about it. We'll see how that pans out. I'm doubtful, but there is none. We have access to the quality versions of these games. So if you like the plethora of games, go ahead with Game Pass. But if you're looking for top-notch quality games, dropping day and date, all of them, just about, there you go with Ubisoft Plus. That's a hell of an argument for those that are like, well, what's up with the subscription model on Stadia? What's the subscription model? That's a hell of a subscription model to me.
Man, it's also an example of another goal that they had was to bring more of these services like an EA Play and others Ubisoft Plus and all that stuff to the Stadia platform. So they delivered on. It's good to see that they delivered on that. To tell you the truth, that all these games are going to be accessible and more to come, because all Ubisoft has to do is just say, "Hey, we're going to drop these 10 more games, or this 12 more, or whatever, and 5 or 6 or whatever they decide, right, in the future." And that's going to add to the library. But it's also going to be appealing to all those Ubisoft fans who are crazy about those games. You know what I mean? Who do play the Assassin's Creed games faithfully and can tell you everything about the storyline and all that, right? So that might be appealing to them when they realize, yes, I can play this on my PC with my RTX 3080 card, or 3070, 3090, 20 series, whatever, 10 series. But I don't have to worry about downloads and installs and all that stuff. So let me try this Stadia thing, y'all. You see what I'm saying? So Assassin's Creed 3 Remaster, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag or whatever. I haven't beaten that one. I tried it on Xbox, haven't really finished it. Assassin's Creed Rogue MM2K, I have never even touched. Child of Light, heard about it, know about it, haven't touched it. Far Cry Blood Dragon, haven't touched it, right? Don't know if it's a DLC or what the case is. Honestly, this is my first time hearing about the title, I think, man. Blood Dragon. Yeah. Right? Far Cry 4, I beaten, all right, completed that, excellent game. Far Cry Primal, tried that on Amazon Luna, people, because I do play on other services, had a good experience with it too. I think I put that out there, it's on my channel, but I think I put it out there on Twitter or something. So Rainbow Six Siege, here's a big one, MM. Now, did you try any of the other ones I just named before we get into Rainbow Six Siege?
Yeah, Far Cry 4. I haven't tried Primal. Blood Dragon, I love that. It's a spin-off of my favorite. It's a 80s stylish spin-off of Far Cry 3. Definitely want to try that. It's a great game. But the other ones I haven't tried.
Got you. And then Rainbow Six, you already know. We talked about it already. Yeah. You know what that's going to potentially do. That's going to, it's definitely, some people's eyes are going to be on that one when it drops because of the update, the big update that they're working on, that's going to be dropping. Now that could be dropped on Google Stadia as well. No downloads, no installs, all that good stuff that Stadia be talking about, y'all, that we are already experiencing. That's that. I mean, come on, man. I don't even know. Is there anything to be said? Rayman Legends, man. Rayman is a game that I was definitely into. You know what I'm saying? Definitely like the platformer. Yeah, it's a beautiful game. It's dope. It's something that kids could play to all the way up to adults or whatever.
I'll be right back in 2 minutes, Storm.
Yeah, no problem. Just a nice game all around. And then, y'all, as you can see right down here, we have Ys 9. If I'm getting my Roman numeral correct, Ys 9. We just praised Ys 8 for being so beautiful and running so well on the platform, y'all. And now we don't even have to wait that long. As you see, it's arriving on July 6th. July 6th, that's this year, next month, man. That's crazy, right? So I just got introduced into the Ys series with Ys 8. Haven't gotten as deep into it as I want to, but I will say that my time spent with that game, I can see it's a game that I could go through. I could finish that game. Now, because of time, we just don't have time. I don't know if anybody in the chat has time to play everything. I'm talking about to finish all the games that they want to complete, but I just don't have that kind of time, man. I had to touch on everything. There's thousands of games out here, people, that we could be playing. But that's it's good to see that, because MM2K, I know he had a question about why these games were on Stadia in the first place when some of them may not have been on other platforms, man. That's crazy. Then Fast and the Furious, as you all can see right there, Spy Racers, Rise of the Shifter, and it was spotted. That's another game that it might not appeal to some people, right? But it might appeal to others. Here's the magic in this whole thing. These games don't have to appeal to us. They can appeal to millions of other players if that's what they want to do, right? Yeah. It's all about building a library. Now, the reason we're talking so heavily on the significance of certain games is because there was a narrative out there, and it still is, about what games Stadia needs, what games they're not getting, and that seems to be an issue because they're not getting certain games. But then Stadia has come out and say, and I can't remember if it was Phil Harrison. I was almost about to say Phil Spencer, man. Damn it, MM2K.
I do it too, brother.
Phil Harrison, the real Phil. That's what I call him, the real Phil. You know what I'm saying?
Please stand up.
Hey, yo, one of them came on and said, they gave the roadmap that people were clamoring for, man. I be cracking up, man. Hey, I be cracking up, bro. Remember,
Yep.
people were like, "Yo, where's the roadmap? I need it now, or it's over. I need that roadmap."
Mm-hmm.
And here they are the
Yep.
whole time painting a clear picture about what they were going to do, how they were going to deliver these games and these features and all that stuff, man.
Mm-hmm.
And people are
Well,
going
go ahead.
crazy, bro. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. They were going crazy.
I was just going to say, Storm, you know what it is? And we talked about this before going live on air, which we both laughed at. People honestly think that because SG&E closed down, they're still clamoring to this. They're winding it down. Where Stadia has shown time after time, they're not clamoring down. That's not in their plans. Again, do we know what's going to happen, the future for any of these platforms? No. But for all intents and purposes, Alphabet has doubled down on Stadia. They have told Google and Stadia, we want you to get in the trenches with these devs, give them the tools that they need, bring these games over. All right. So with that being said, they're planning for the long haul. So if SG&E, if you're going by Jason Schreier, everybody want to believe Jason Schreier. If SG&E was only, responsible for maybe a dozen, maybe 24 games, I don't want to go too far into the weeds, but then we've had accounts of hundreds of games coming to the platform, and Alphabet, the parent company, has doubled down, Storm, on them bringing these games. I don't know why there's this concern that the hundreds of games that were said by NASDAQ and others that were coming to the platform, why those games dissolved all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think what people are doing too, Storm, is they looked at it and they said, well, last year y'all promised 130, and this year y'all only promising over 100. We're still dealing with the downtrodden state of a pandemic, y'all, like Storm said earlier. So before we jump off the cliff, just put on our thinking cap a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
That's all.
Just look at things. Yep.
That's what we're asking. If you could scroll down a little bit more, man, I want to make sure there's nothing that we, that we're going to. And there are some more other games, other examples right there. Paw Patrol. My son would love it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
He's growing out of it. He's 9 right now, but he would still love it. He introduced me to Paw Patrol. Ice Age, there was a movie that I actually liked, checked it out. These games are coming to the platform. People have kids, family games, Stadia, family features, and all that stuff, man. It's for that. DreamWorks, Spirit, Lucky's Big Adventure, y'all, all that right there is there. Watch Dogs, Legion of the Dead. And again, we'll get more in detail about this tomorrow because we still have so much to touch on, y'all, that we think you all may find interesting. So, but that's a big update for Watch Dogs Legion. It says it's rolling out first on PC as a playable alpha. All right. May expand to other platforms over time. All right. So cool. Now let's go ahead and go to the next one. Then steep, as you all can see right there, right? So let's go to the next, that article. All right. So here it is, people. We talk a lot about SG&E, and this is why it's important to do so.
Yes.
I mean, because I think that we talk about it a lot, but I guess we're not painting a clear enough picture, MM2K, about why this is not really a death blow to Stadia as a cloud gaming platform, man. So right here, courtesy of Games, is it GamesBeat? Because I always want to say
GamesBeat.
All right, GamesBeat right here. Google killing Stadia Studios may make crossplay gaming better for everyone. All right. We just talked heavily about crossplay, MM2K. We know that crossplay was a big focus. We know that some people were saying this is what Stadia needs to do. If only they could get more crossplay games or enable more of those games so that we could play with other people from other platforms or just play with people in general, because one of the biggest topics out here, and definitely ammo for the haters, right, is that there's not millions of players on certain games like a Madden 2021 or whatever, or other games, but crossplay kind of like eliminates and eradicates all that right there. The more games you could get to come, which is what I'm sure they're doing behind the scenes. We've talked about it before. I have flat out said I can imagine Phil Harrison and others in a room having these conversations or on the phone because of social, because of COVID and everything. I'm sure they wasn't all in the room, but on the phone having conversations, y'all. And making things happen, making moves happen. And some of those moves we're still seeing right now. So it's not like they're just sitting still like, oh, man, time to die. They already said we were going to do it, so we might as well give in. I don't think that's what's happening here, And this article right here provides a lot of proof. Now, you all could go check this out. Daphne Perot, I guess that's how you say it. So what's your take on this whole thing? We keep talking about it, but I want to hear your take, man.
It's a very sensible article, Storm. It makes sense. It's not even a glowing praise article because we get a lot of feedback or flack our way. If it's not all glowing of Stadia, y'all don't like it. No, that's not the case. This is not a glowing article of Stadia. It ain't gotta be. People are entitled to their opinions.
Right.
We just want journalists to do what journalists should do. Journalists should be stewards of facts. Journalists should be stewards of facts. I'm gonna get more into my bag later. So when you're a steward of fact, your opinion don't gotta agree with mine. I'm gonna respect what you're doing. But if you just whiffling and waffling and making ish up, then no, you're gonna get called out. I may not call you out, but if other people call you out, oh well. As long as they ain't truly harassing you and calling you out of your name, being belligerent, vulgar, whatever, it is what it is. But with that being said, it pivots off of facts and it talks about Stadia utilizing its resources of, instead of tying them up and trying to compete with Xbox or PlayStation with exclusives, it talks about them fully understanding the true potential of this platform, which is taking the games that we already love and bringing them to a space that could be beneficial, more beneficial to gamers, right? And doing it in a way that gamers don't feel like they're losing anything. So it's great to have Stadia features in a game, but what does those Stadia features mean in a multiplayer if you can't find a multiplayer match, right?
Right.
So by Google saying, well, we're not going to exert too much energy in creating our own software, but we're going to put more energy in finding ways to connect our gamers on this platform to other more established platforms, people might say, well, you know what? I might get the Stadia version of that multiplayer game because I can get into a match easily. And it is, to me, it's a better deal than Stadia. See, that is the deal breaker for a lot of people. When you have honest conversation, Storm, with people behind the scenes, they'll tell you, you know what? A lot of my doubts are based upon the player base. And the fact that y'all don't have crossplay makes me doubtful.
Right.
This eliminates that. And again, makes it Stadia then, even for the mainstream who are not sold on cloud gaming yet, it makes Stadia a more fathomable option for them with certain games as long as there's a good player base available.
So then let me ask you this very important question, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So then will the narrative shift to, but y'all killed the exclusive studio. So you got all the games now. You got Call of Duty, you got the biggest blockbuster, GTA and all that. Yep, I will commend y'all. Good job, Stadia. Do you think the focus will shift to, but y'all don't have exclusive games? You know what I'm saying? Like something, I feel like something's, the haters, they have to keep doing what they do, MM2K. And even though Stadia will be, by that time, like in the next 3 to 5 years or whatever, they'll be on their feet. We hope they'll be on their feet running. That Stadia will be heavily in the cloud gaming conversation. I'm talking about as a viable force, right? They already are to me and you, but I'm talking about to the masses, right?
Yep.
Do you think that focus will shift? Because it seems like they're always scrounging for something that they could throw shade on Stadia about, man.
Yeah. Like I said earlier, the staunch opinions that they made are so like matter of fact, and these people got a lot of pride. They got a lot of arrogance in a lot of ways. They can't utter I made a mistake. Their whole avatar, their whole being is sold around, I'm the all-seeing eye. All I got to do is sit my dumb ass, in front of this microphone, blurb out anything, and it's the truth, and you are to believe it.
Right.
So when Stadia doesn't die and it continues to kill that narrative that they were so staunch upon, that's attack on their avatar, their brand. Instead of making their brand something more lifelike, like MM2K. When MM2K was wrong about that Stadia Connect, y'all remember that? I was there with other people and I was like, oh man, this is trash. This is that. What is Stadia doing? And then the homie 6'4", shout out to him. You gotta give people they roses now, man. Shout out to 6'4". 6'4" was like, nah, y'all, calm down, relax.
I remember. I watched it live.
This ain't for y'all. Again, Stadia is they have a multifaceted demographic that they got to reach to, and this Stadia just was not for y'all. And it hit me, and then I said, all right, my original intention, this is how bad intentions went wrong and how things work out. So I said, you know what? I'm going to burn my brother's biscuit. I'm going to burn 6'4". Watch. I'm going to go to the media reaction and I'm going to show him. And I went and checked the media reaction, and wasn't my brother right? Now, I could have acted like Yang Ye. I could have acted like Rich. I could have acted like Dreamcast, Memecast boy that said, I don't care what Stadia community says because y'all don't have any takes. What type of stupid ish is that? That don't even make sense. I could have done that. But no, because we don't play into this we are gods of gaming motif. I said, I had to go back live on air and I say, hold on. 6'4" is right. Look at this media reception that this thing is getting. Like, I can't believe this. And I couldn't, and it blew my mind so much. I went back to my general gaming sources, Storm, and I asked him, I said, I know y'all normally look up general gaming stuff for me, but can you please put this in your tracking and give me news on the tracking? And they said, yeah. And I came back and it was positive tracking 24 hours later. What did MM2K do, Storm? I had to create a video. MM2K was wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Busted or whatever I had over the avatar. Look, I'm here for the people. And when even we don't get it wrong, I mean, or even when we don't get it right, because we're here for the people, we're here to call ourselves out too when necessary.
Yep.
So the haters can come up with whatever they want. If they don't have the facts to back it up, if time after time, and this is what we tell people all the time, Storm, listen to what the haters are saying, listen to what we're saying, and look at what happens. And more often than not, what we've been saying, because we're following the facts, happens. What they're saying just goes up smoke in the air, and they're saying, well, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it is what the proof is in the pudding. When you're for the people and you want the people to go in a direction that's best for them, then you'll pivot off the facts. When you're for yourself or your own avatar, your own brand, you're going to say a bunch of stuff that's on your mind or makes you look good, but it's only beneficial to you.
Whoa. Man, I can't disagree with you. I can't disagree, man, because logically, a lot of the stuff just doesn't make sense, man. When you know that Stadia is out here, and even in the article, I think, in the article we just highlighted, I think, or one of the articles we're going to bring up, man, I think somebody even went in there and said that Stadia hasn't even been around that long. Around that long. Like, for them to recognize that, and they're not even embedded in anything that's really, like the Stadia community, for example, or whatever, right? For them to be able to see that, it's crazy, man. So, it's sad that we have to go through this. I always say this, man. It's sad that we have to have these conversations and we have to talk about what the naysayers are thinking and all that stuff. But because right now they have a big footprint on the, with the negativity and everything, it's not making Stadia look bad, because those who get exposed to Stadia, the ones who try Stadia, the ones who go and see the game library and realize that 60% of these games are, like you would say, are some of the best played games or whatever. How would you say that? You just broke it down. Like,
there's some of the, that's absolutely right. There's some of the most sought after and most played games. Stadia is starting to get the majority of them day and date, like the AAAs or even the big ticket games. I mean, just look at what happened in 2021. A prime example is Little Nightmares 2, day before day. We got that before everybody. That speaks volumes. So
yeah, of course. And so we have a tough job, man. We have a tough job because if we want people to know the truth, if we don't want them to be misled, we have to call out what we think is the BS and what we know is the BS. Now, everybody can have their opinions. Yep. Everybody can have their opinions. You're always going to tell me, Storm, people are entitled to their opinion, bro. Don't give too much weight to that, man. And I do the same thing for you sometimes, and that's just how we move, right? The chat right here, who having a good time, they're talking and sharing their thoughts or whatever. Yep. They're doing the same thing. But I always ask the question, man, and I really do stand by this question, right? And I always ask people, I'm like, with all these new gamers in other countries and stuff like India and other territories over there, right? Like the Europeans that's recently gotten access to Stadia in more countries and all that, right? If they're tuning in to us for information on this platform, because it's in our damn hands, y'all, because it's in our hands. why would we do them a disservice by giving them the runaround or feeding into the BS that we know is not 100% accurate? MM2K, I know you don't have to answer this, bro, because I'm sure it's tough, man. I'm sure it's tough. I'm sure it's tough for you to answer this one, bro. But why would I do that? Why would Project Storm join that bandwagon, man, and start putting stuff out? Hey, shout out to the brother that's been playing these games in the background that you see on the screen, man, showing that Stadia works just as well as my damn PC and my Series X. Shout out to me, Project Storm, showcasing every show, every time you all come over here on my channel, because I got that 4K crispiness, and I'm not afraid to say it. I'm not ashamed, right? I work hard on this stuff, man. Hey, check it out. Crispy ass Stadia gameplay. This is a 30 FPS game right here, y'all. Looking crispy though. Looking crispy. All those games you saw before this one right here, Destiny 2 and I don't know what else I played. Doom 2016. Other games running at the 4K 120 hertz desktop setting on my PC, man. If you all have been looking at this gameplay and you say, damn, is that Stadia? I'm not going to be mad at you. I can't be mad because I'm looking at it right now as I'm talking to MM, and I'm like, damn, that looks good, man. It looks smooth. And they haven't even turned up yet. I don't know. So that's what it's about for a lot of us. And so all you people that haven't gotten your hand on Stadia, but you want to, you're feverishly waiting for it. We got you. We got your back. The chat right here got your back, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what it's all about, because I'm telling you, when you get your hands on it, you feel that electric air, as I always say, y'all. You can't put it down. It's hard. It's hard because, we all know that once you drop that controller and you go over, like, man, let me go boot up my 3080, man, Horizon Zero Dawn and Escape from Tarkov and all these cut PUBG on PC and everything else over there looks phenomenal. But I got to sit and wait for this update. I've seen that so many times, and I don't want to keep going into it. I've seen it so many times, but these are reasons why people would even care about a Stadia in the first damn place. Yeah, this is why. So, man, I don't know. But look, we can move on. If you don't have anything to say about that, we can move to that next article about the journalists or whatever, man. Or whatever you wanted to go to.
Before we go there, I just wanted to point this article out because I almost forgot about it. Let me see if you can go back to the Stadia
I'm going
view.
back to it right now.
Because it really piggybacks off of what you were just talking about. Now, this is an article with, and it kind of is not only piggybacks off of the great topic that you just covered, but it's also a great segue into the journalist thing. So this is an interview that Forbes did with EA, right?
Yep.
The EA CEO. And he was laying it to them, man. He was what's the CEO's name loses me right now. Andrew Wilson. Yeah. So Andrew was laying it to him, man, calling them out and everything. So the Forbes interviewer asked this question, which I don't disagree. I don't disagree that Stadia had stumbles. But the stumbles that they had are not relative to what it can do. So I don't know what kind of dots they were trying to connect, but I think Andrew does a fantastic job of putting them in their place. So the question is, have Google Stadia, because the EA is a partner, have Google Stadia stumbles changed how you think about cloud gaming? Google recently shuttered an in-house game development unit that was part of its nascent Stadia cloud gaming business. And Andrew answers, it's early, right? That's okay. That's what happens when you're on the cutting edge. I've actually played. Now listen to this. I've actually played some games on Stadia. And I will tell you the game experience is actually pretty good. It's not bad. So in other words, I've played Stadia. Before you pose that dumbass question to me, have you? And I bet you the answer is no. The issue with Stadia was that for multiplayer games, and we just talked about this, for multiplayer games, it was really hard to find other people to play with early on in the cycle. These games are now social networks. These are not solo experiences. Way back when, Xbox first released, they didn't have this problem. But now, you got to think more socially when you're releasing a platform. That we play in the back room of our bedroom or basement. We do this with other people. We connect around the world. It's going to take a little bit of time, but what I saw was actually reassuring. because there's a lot of goodness in gameplay, and that's only going to get better. Storm,
what's up?
I mean, if you talk about taking the baby powder out,
oh man,
I loved it.
I thought this should be illegal, man. It should be marked as a crime to get done like this on national TV, as I would say, right? Like, but see, it shows that this is what's happening all the time, bro. Like, what people are doing is they're listening to a buddy who was snickering in a corner like a childish kid. Yo, Stadia some trash. I heard that nobody's playing. A coworker of mine, bro. This is real rap. Put it on everything I love, man. Coworker. I said, yo, man. He said, what have you been playing? I've been playing some, of course, some Stadia. Wait a minute. Didn't Google give up on Stadia? I mean, bro, it's really it's gonna be out there. It's gonna be out there, MM. So I'm like, look, here we go. But this is what I'm talking about. Like, they don't want to take the time to do the research and see what Stadia is all about. You know what I mean? Shout out to Bradley DeHarder in the chat right now, getting it in, playing Stadia in every room, and bringing up something very important like ultra wide and all that stuff, man. I'm a tech type person, Bradley. So welcome to the show, man. We appreciate you. You know, hope if you like the show, man, hit that like button, share it, and all that good stuff, right? But MM, it's like this dude came up and tried to say something like, can you pull it? Let me make sure. Hold up, man. Can you go to that part? Hold up. All right, right here. I got the part where you said the baby powder came out, man.
Oh, where you said it's early, right?
Yeah.
So, you know.
Okay, you got it. You got it right there. Now I want y'all to. I want you to think. Right? Have you heard anything like this from anybody before? I know I have. Right? Says the issue with Stadia was that for multiplayer games, it was really hard to find other people to play with early on in the cycle. These games are not social networks. All right, let's see. Hold on, let me see. But now go down. I want to know is this the EA? This is the EA article, right?
This is the EA. So, I think you're looking for the paragraph above that where he says it's early, right?
There you go. That's what I'm. Okay. So it says that's what happened when you're on the cutting edge. I've actually played some games on Stadia, and I will tell you the game experience is actually pretty good. It's not bad. So what I'm thinking here is here's another attempt at somebody to say, just like we had to cover from the other panel in last week's show, man. What's the name of it?
The guy from the exactly.
Just like the people on the panels trying to sound like they know about Stadia when they've never even tried it.
And they don't. They ain't even tried.
That's what it makes me think about. How many people and when you ask them that, like, how many hours do you have in, bro? Like, you talking real reckless on about Stadia on Twitter and everything right now. Hey, show me your controller. How many hours you got in?
Yep.
Hey, what's your gamer tag? So we can see your achievements and everything. Then they disappear, man.
Yep, exactly.
Then they disappear. So that it just makes them look crazy, bro. But these are the people out here trying to push these ideas on you all. That's crazy.
Yep. It again, I don't. You can have whatever your opinion you want. Like, and I know the narrative. We're going to get into the journalist part of it, I guess, Storm. I know the narrative that's going to be pushed is every single story that's anti-Stadia, you guys go crazy over. Let me tell you something. I hate to keep saying this, but I got to keep reminding people this because they think that MM2K just started making content with Stadia. I've been making content years before Stadia. Shout out to all of y'all that have supported the content creation that we have done here in part of Stadia, but this is not my first go around with this, right?
Right.
And I'm connected to all of your favorite YouTubers and podcasters in relation to general gaming news. I chop it up with them every day. Me and Storm was just laughing because I was picking with somebody and we were just laughing about me picking with somebody that's a supporter of another platform. We were doing it jokingly with no ill will, none of stuff like that. With that being said, the reason why I brought that up is there are so many articles out there that are so anti-Stadia that unless you have access to the tracking that I have, you'll never know about. And I don't bring them up. Storm, I want to say, even when I first started doing this, and I became aware of the tracking for Stadia, the articles, I only reported on 20% of them.
Right.
Now, a large part of it was because a large portion of the other 80% was only regurgitating the other ones and just putting their own twist on it. So, once you go after one, you're going after all of them. But I only reported on 20% of them. The other 80% y'all never knew about.
Mm-hmm.
Now I would say it's even less. Even when I bring attention to an article, which I haven't in a very long time, it's about 5% of the negative Stadia articles that are out there. Y'all have no idea. But again, if you're not plugged in, if you just live in this bubble here, just with our community, you wouldn't be the wiser. But trust us, we don't got anything against people that don't like Stadia. You don't like the platform, you don't like the platform. Our issue is, if you're a journalist, you are supposed to be a steward of information and facts, particularly facts.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be a medical assistant if you don't care if people live or die. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
How can you be a journalist and not care about facts? So my thing is that it's important to point issues like this out. And it's important in some cases, for people to have to answer for their misconduct or their negligence. As long as they're not being harassed, as long as they're, not being called out their name or a whole bunch of silly weirdo stuff is happening.
Right.
If you're going to put something out there, you got to answer for it. Like I put something out there a couple days ago that the Xbox community didn't like, and I had to answer for it, and I answered for it. But you can't put stuff out there in the ethos and say, okay, I'm a journalist, don't challenge me. No. It doesn't work, especially if you go against the principle of being a journalist, which is being fact-based.
Right.
I'm sorry.
You're absolutely right, man. That's how I feel, to echo your thoughts on that, man. We've talked about it before. This is not brand new. Like, people talk about me misleading people with a clickbait title like 4K 120 hertz, as you just saw. As you just saw, MM2K, I just changed my desktop setting to 4K 120 on here. I showed 8K 120 as possible desktop setting, right? You can play Stadia like that.
That's cap.
Yeah, that's cap and all that. You know what I'm saying? People want to report you and do all this thing, and all these things trying to make you discredit you and all this stuff, right? When clearly what you're saying is this is just an experimental video. You know what I mean? It's just showing that you could do this if you play on a desktop PC. That's cap. Yep. But I wonder what the real agenda is, man. Like with these journalists, man. We know the real agenda, but it's sad that you stoop so low to try to tarnish a reputation of a brand new cloud platform when you know that others like xCloud and Luna and others are out here trying to come up as well. But at the same time, we're not even seeing the same type of vibe when it comes to Luna and xCloud. I was searching yesterday. Luna gets a bad rap at times. xCloud does too, especially in the performance department. Overall, what I'm hearing about xCloud is the gains are there. Performance is not. That's a fact. You know how I know that's a fact? Because I use xCloud. I just got off of it yesterday. I know that's a fact. But you don't hear me out here beating it up every chance I get. No, but I counter people's argument on Stadia MM2K with stuff like that, with facts like the fact that I had hands-on with this service. I have Game Pass Ultimate. I could tell you some things if you sit back and listen. Stop being mad and blindly hating and don't know what the hell you're talking about. Listen sometimes. Yeah. You know what I mean? Come by, let's have a conversation, man. We have so many shows right now that y'all can check out. Shout out to PNTS Network for doing what we do. All you got to do is have a conversation. You know how you can find us. We tell you every show. Hit us up on Twitter in the DM or whatever. Or if you want to be bold like some people, you could just put the tweet out there in the open. You know what I'm saying? If you really feel that way. I don't know, MM. But the thing is, people have to really think about, first of all, you don't have to do a damn thing. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to do anything I'm saying. I'm recommending. But think, though. Think sometimes. I try to think. Even when I make mistakes, I try to think about what I'm saying before I say it. It might not come out that way, y'all, all the time. People, things happen. But man, MM, the journalist that we're talking about right now, when you put that out there, you want people to do two things. One, believe that this is actually the case, which is the sad part. I don't even have a problem with the clickbait. I don't have a problem with that. You're a journalist. You're trying to get people on your other material or whatever. That's why they have to be doing it. But I have a problem with you making people think that this is what Stadia is about. Then when they see my videos, for example, like all this the dopeness that you're seeing on screen, in my opinion, it's just my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
that you're seeing the fluidity of this game. This game is running it up to 4K 60, where it's still 1080p 60 on the world's most powerful consoles. Like, I'm just saying that's just an example, and so I can't really dig. I can't dig all that sometimes. You know what I mean? I can't dig it, and when I can't dig it, I don't pretend to dig it. I say, nah, I can't get down with that, MM. I can't agree with what you're saying right now, and I'm gonna let you know. I'm talking to you, MM. I don't agree with what you just said, and this is why. Then I had to give you reasons why, right? And they have to make sense so that I don't look like a fool. So that's what we have to do out here, journalists, the ones of you who are guilty of what we're talking about. All you have to do is vet your stuff. You know what I mean? Make sure that you're not intentionally going out here trying to make people believe something. Because we always say it could come back to you later on. It's going to catch up to you. We have always said that about the big YouTubers who got millions of views on these clickbait titles and everything. Now, that's real clickbait. But some people ate that up, though, by the way.
Yeah.
But what about the big YouTubers? What they said? Yeah, their influence matters. Well, so do ours. To the people that want to listen, who wants the real deal, I just have to say it like it is, man. It's nothing new for everybody that's been around. Y'all know what we talk about. But come on, man. Let's stop the pretending, man. The fairy tale stuff. Like we gotta. This is a serious cloud gaming venture right here, y'all. That could pave the way for others. They all could help each other. So let's just cut it out and call a spade a spade. You know what I mean? And make sure when you do that, you're not looking silly out here spitting misinformation and stuff, right? I'm talking about intentionally doing it, knowingly doing it. That's all, man. I just want to share that.
Well, I'm gonna say this. Shout out to Ace of Cloud Gaming Extreme. I did a one-on-one with him.
Shout out to Ace.
Shout out to Ace. Ace is the ace, like I always say. In our one-on-one, he said, because I mean, look, there's another way to say it but to say it. He said, look, man, I personally don't get it. Me and Ace don't always agree philosophically on this stuff, but that's okay. Ace is not of the mind state of, oh, you don't agree with me, and I'm angry. No, Ace is like, okay, and I've seen Ace on different pieces of content where people didn't agree with him, and he's willing to have the conversation, and he's willing to be reasonable about it. He doesn't take it as a personal attack. But Ace said, look, man, I don't, the ire of Stadia 100, for instance, I don't get it. I may not agree with some of everything that you guys may say about Stadia, but it's not it's no personal animosity towards it. As a matter of fact, when people focus on or are positive about Stadia, that helps out all of cloud gaming. And I said, yeah, you are right, because Stadia is a gateway drug to other platforms. Some people may try Stadia and say, I wonder, cloud gaming does work. I wonder what else is out there. I like GFN 2, or I like Luna 2, or I may not like them, or, I like GFN better. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, rising tides lift all boats. So shout out to Ace for those words of wisdom. But back to this whole journalist thing, and what fueled this is something I really didn't catch wind of until this morning. Apparently, Storm, yesterday there was a journalist, and she's done this on multiple occasions. A journalist came out and said something about Stadia in a negative tone, which again, saying something about Stadia in a negative tone, there's so much of it. Who cares? You try to go against everybody, you're playing whack-a-mole. But what she said was untrue, and it leads to this
When we put it up,
Yeah, this misinformation. Well, you know what? I'm not even going to give her the time of day.
Okay.
I'm not, it's going to lead to the misinformation. We're going to watch this buttery 4K gameplay. That's what we're going to do. So it's going to lead to this misinformation campaign that's going on with different journalists, right? And it affects the unsuspecting gamer. Now, before I go into this, I want to say that I respect the different opinions that are out there in the community. I've had to deal with this from the beginning, where it's not a pet peeve. The negligent and the flagrant nature of dealing with misinformation needs to stop. It has an effect on people. I've been affected by it when I wasn't the wiser. And I get that there are those in the community, and I respect their opinions. I really do. I understand where they're coming from, and they don't mean any malicious by it. But many in the community feel like, oh, well, just let it go. It doesn't help. It doesn't, it doesn't do anything. I don't agree with that. And the reason why, and again, it's not that I don't care about their opinions. I don't agree with it. And because I don't agree with it, we are going to continue to shine light on misinformation to make sure the unsuspecting gamer isn't caught up in that whirlwind. Shout out to Squid that was in the chat. I don't know if he's still in there. He's told you stories. We've seen stories directly. Bibbidi Bob, where people were given misinformation and it had an effect on them. And luckily, they were able to find out the truth. Or they would have missed out something that would have been so beneficial to them. Like the homie Bibbidi Bob. He's trying to improve his standards of living, going back to school and stuff like that. Stadia fits right into what he's trying to do. Just imagine if he didn't have access to it. It would have been a lot more cumbersome for him to enjoy his pastime. This stuff has effect. This misinformation has effect on people. And so there's this journalist that came out there and said, Crater got bought by Facebook Gaming.
Oh, man.
Which is great by the people of Crater. Fantastic. It's positive news. But because Stadia was an original backer, that positive news was somehow turned into something negative. Stadia really should have, and it shows you the state of Stadia, whatever point she was trying to make. And it didn't make sense for the simple fact. And the misinformation was Stadia is purging their internal studios. No, the internal studios were purged as of February.
Yeah.
Contracts had to continue, but the game development stint was done back then. Okay? They're out of the game development business. So it makes no sense, number one, philosophically, to go and hire Crater when you just let go of your game development people. That doesn't make sense. They're out of the game development business. For two, which again, if you're a steward of the truth, you would have done due diligence, ma'am, and you would have looked this up, is that when you lay people off, depending upon the laws of that state, I know this as a manager of managers in a Fortune 500 world for over 2.5 decades, that when you lay people off, you can't just go hire somebody else that did the same function that you laid somebody off in. For instance, and I made this comparison earlier. Let's just say if I hired Storm and he's one of my 5 fry cooks, and I go to Storm on a Monday and I say, Storm, we can no longer utilize your services. We deeply apologize. Here goes your package information. We're laying you off, right? And I lay him and other 3 fry cooks off. Our legal, HR, everybody got to get together and say, look, we're laying these individuals off. Here goes our legal reasoning. We realize that we only need 2 fry cooks at this moment. So therefore, the unemployment insurance kicks in and all these state regulatory things look over what you do and those things kick in. I can't then a week later go hire another fry cook unless the other 2 leave or, one of the other. I can't hire a 3rd fry cook. I just told the state and all the regulatory bodies over the unemployment process that I only needed 2 fry cooks. So when Stadia got rid of its SG&E, whatever regulatory bodies that are over that, they told them, we don't need internal developers. We're out of the internal development business. So that's when unemployment insurance and packages kick in. All that stuff is regulated. If they go then hire another developer this soon, I think the statute of limitations of that, depending on the state, averages around 6 months to a year. That's going to cause problems for them. So again, people got to do their due diligence and understand what they're talking about. Now, shout out to Emon D. Shout out to the homie Aminor, even Junior Thanos. Do I expect them to know this? No. But a journalist? Yes, that's your job. You're a steward of facts. Look up facts before you hit send. So my theory is, because of egregious, erroneous information like this that misleads people, Stadia could have picked up Crater. Because we got this out here in the ethos and it's happening too often and it's going unchecked, I am on the side of it needs to be checked. Just as long as you're not doing weirdo stuff, you're not truly harassing someone, and you're not truly doing, calling people out of their names. But right. I often feel, Storm, and I want you to let me know if I'm crazy on this.
You know I am.
I feel that a lot of these journalists cling to that, oh, I'm being harassed by the crazy Stadia people card because of this. They get far worse when they put out something that the PlayStation community or the Xbox community don't like. They get far worse. They get memed, they get called out their names, they get threatened, all this crazy stuff that happens. And they don't say a thing for the most part. Every now and again, someone will post something in the DM, but they get this all the time and they don't say anything. It's just par for the course. I think what it is that they don't research the negative stuff that they put out there for Stadia. They just want to dog the platform. And when the people that know the facts come back to combat them, they have no comeback. So what's your get out of jail free card? Oh, I'm being harassed. I think it's silly to run this narrative that journalists are beyond reproach. No, if you're a journalist, you're a steward of facts. And the moment that you become flippant about facts, is like a medical person being flippant about life or even infections. And that's not a standard that I like, and that's not a standard here that we're going to fight for. I get it, that people may not like our approach here, and that's fine. I'm not here for other content creators to love me. Mm-hmm. I love y'all. I support y'all content, but I'm here for the people. I'm not against you either, but we're here for the people. We do everything for the sake of the people. And when the people are being misled on a regular basis over something that we know a good portion of them that have been misled are going to enjoy, we see examples of that all the time, then we speak up and we encourage people to speak up as long as they do it in decency and order. But no, journalists are not beyond reproach. And Storm, I would like to get your thoughts. Am I crazy about that? Are they using this harassment thing? Not all of them. I'm not going to say every single case, because I've seen some weirdo stuff out there. Right. But are they using this harassment thing as a get out of jail free card to you?
I'm going to say hell yeah. And here's something. Now I've done this already, but for the people who are like, Storm, what about you? What about you, MM2K? So for me, right, recently, I don't mess up too many times, but when I do, I know how to fix it. So I dropped that tweet about the AMD Super Resolution FX or whatever it's going to be, the FSR, right? I dropped the tweet. Now I'm going to tell you what happened, y'all, right? And then my example is going to be perfect for what we're saying here. So I dropped that tweet. I was watching the show live, AMD's Computech show. Watched it live, y'all. Heard Scott Herkelman or whatever get up on the stage, watched him say it out of his mouth that it was going to be AMD Super effects, whatever, right? But before that, they talked about ray tracing. So like coming to mobile phones, some Samsung mobile phones will be getting ray tracing or whatever, right? So in my head, I'm thinking, yo, ray tracing, you know me, I'm a ray tracing fiend, right? So I'm like, okay, if ray tracing can come to mobile phones, it's got to be coming to Stadia at some point soon. That's what, you know how I get, y'all. So I went out there, I put that tweet out there. Y'all know that Twitter doesn't have the best editing tools. You can't edit a damn thing. You know what I mean? I had two different browsers open or whatever, typing on one browser. Then I'm like, nope, hold up. Before I send that, I'm going to say it this way. And I had the correct message on the right side of the, because I have two displays, two PCs, right? I had the correct information on the right PC, but I sent the damn tweet on what I had typed up in the left PC without even thinking about it, because I was tired. But here's the thing. So I'm up here like, excited. Yeah, look, I'm like, yeah, motherfucker, great. Yeah, I'm super. Stadia's about to get these enhancements, bro. That's gonna make performance even better. It's gonna go right in line with what I'm saying about the games feeling better and all that. I'm hype. So I hit that send button. Next thing you know, I get some people putting likes on it like, oh, damn, Storm said it must be true, right? I apologize to all of you. I apologize now, and I apologize then. But what's so crazy is I clarified what I was talking about.
Yeah, you clarified it in the
tweet. Right after that, the same night after I hit send on the first tweet, I came back with two extra tweets talking about super resolution, man, like FSR, right? But it was too late. The damage was done. I put it out there, but when I came back home the next day from work, it had 20-something likes. And then Adam, Original Penguin, hit me up on Twitter and said, when I dropped it, Rob, some dude, Rob or whatever. Rob, shout out to Rob. Rob came and checked me or whatever. He was like, yo, man. Now, Rob went overboard, but he came out and checked me, though. He said, yo, man, where did they say ray tracing? So I had to answer for that. MM hit me up. I can let the people know, man, hey, Storm, man, you got to find that fact, find them facts pretty much, man. So let people know where you got that from. I realized what I did and immediately said, oh, shit, I got to give Rob a pass on that one, MM2K, because your boy messed up. Like, I put the wrong information out there. So Adam from Original Penguin, he came out, did the same thing and said, nah, bud, it's Fidelity FX or whatever, right? So I laughed about it, y'all. And then I told him what my intentions were. I didn't say harassment because Rob came on and said, yo, man, this guy always does this and all, whatever he said. That's Rob. Rob can say what the hell he want to say. I didn't report Rob or block him because he did that because he checked something that was inaccurate. Did I get mad and butthurt? Hell no. I laughed about it. I told MM and I told you all in the last show we just had, SSC Podcast, and the SML on MM's channel. So that's how you handle things. You don't go running harassment. Oh my God, Stadia haters. There's so much, man.
Yeah, like, exactly.
Are you serious? But other platforms get passes though when they are got way more toxic. If you're gonna go by, I don't even call the people toxic in the other communities. I don't because I've been a part of it. I understand the culture. There's a culture behind it, y'all. People love their platforms. They're gonna talk trash and ride or die. Some of them do it purely for entertainment. Purely for entertainment. So why are you getting all butthurt and stuff about it?
It's like a wild and out. You know what I'm saying? Why? Sections of this is like a wild and out.
So you know what I mean? Right, man. But people have to understand it dynamically and culturally and all that stuff before they start screaming bloody murder and all this, man. That's all I'm trying to say, y'all. Like, you got to own up to your mistakes. Like I said, I don't make too many mistakes. Some of it is just me, breaking down my thoughts and theories and all that stuff. And we'll let y'all know the tinfoil hat is what MM uses. I don't use a tinfoil hat. You know what I'm saying? I just used my crystal ball. I'm Stormstradamus. You know what I'm saying? I'm Stormstradamus. So I use my crystal ball, y'all. And it's all in fun, but it's also people that are speculating and then they're being told by some not to speculate, man. Like, it's not cool to do so. Yeah. You do what the hell you want to do. You're a grown-ass gamer.
Exactly. Yeah.
As long as it's not hurting nobody and it's not, like you say, harassment and you're not being racist and sexual, whatever, and all that stuff, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Say what the hell you're supposed to say. Social media was invented for you to run your mouth.
Exactly.
But for the people that shouldn't even have no say in the matter, what's y'all purpose, man? What's your agenda? What's your agenda for real, though? I mean, why are you not backing me up when I'm saying something? Why are you not backing other people up that are saying these facts out here? Why are you not putting likes on my damn tweets when you know they're the truth?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I drop tweets all the time. When Stadia drops big news, I put the dragons out there and everything. Nobody put no likes on that. But I don't know, man. Maybe it's just me. So I'm entitled to my own opinion, too. That's my point.
Yeah. Social media isn't a ring around the rosy fest where we, dance all on unicorns and feed each other vanilla cake. It's not. No, it's a place where reasonable discourse and people having discussions about things are going to occur. But again, the reason why journalists get more ire is because your job is to dig up facts and bring them to the public. That's your job. That would be like me during the pandemic walking into a hospital and seeing a nurse without a mask and gloves.
Right.
And they're rubbing their nose and rubbing it on their shirt and then touching the floor, doing push-ups. And they're like, okay, I'm ready to do surgery.
Yeah.
Like, what? Like, no, the hell you ain't. So, of course, the ire and the response is going to be sharper when they do it because that's their job.
Absolutely.
That's
and
their
they
job.
do it with the intent of multiple people coming to read that article, watch that video and all that stuff, right? Now, again, people are like, I know damn well Storm ain't talking, but see, here's the difference between Storm and them. See, Storm is out here telling y'all, all you got to do is watch the first 2 minutes of my video, and I'm going to tell you what I'm doing. And it's going to be in the title, and it's going to be in the description. And then when it's not, then by now you should have watched some Storm content. You should have already figured it out, especially if you've been around since day one. Y'all should know what the deal is. Exactly. And if anybody let that happen and they don't fact check the people and let them know what Storm is really about, then shame on them too, man. Like, that's my thing, MM2K. Let's just be for real. This is a doggy dog world, man. Doggy dog, not dog eat dog, but doggy dog, like Snoop. You know what I mean? It's a doggy dog world out here, man. You gotta be able to handle this stuff. We're grown ass gamers, like I say. We gotta be able to handle certain things, and sometimes we just gotta stay out of certain things. There's stuff that goes on in MM. It's like, nah, I ain't getting in that. And I'm like, damn, that's wise. Let me keep my ass out of it too. You know what I mean? So but you're absolutely right. You're a journalist. You're trying to, you know that people eyes are going to be on this. People are going to read it through its entirety. So what you could sleep at night knowing that you just said something that's inaccurate or whatever. I don't know, man.
There's an agenda with the journalists because I don't see them elsewhere. I mean, again, they get things wrong, but I don't see them getting things wrong at the level that they do with Stadia ever. I've never seen it before. Like
Right.
there are cases of lazy journalism, and I listen to podcasts, Xbox and PlayStation, and these people are supposed to specialize in Xbox and PlayStation, and they get in some things that they should know they get wrong. But again, it'll either turn itself up and they'll correct themselves or whatever the case may be, or the community will correct them and they'll be like, okay, yeah, you're right, or whatever. But there's some reason that they feel like, I don't know, maybe to just get the rocks off, maybe they see Stadia as a threat to what they do. You know what I mean?
They do.
Whatever the case is, they don't feel like that facts are a necessity when it comes to Stadia. They feel like they should be able to pick up the mic or pick up a tablet and just start tapping away and saying and hitting send or record on anything that comes to mind without there being any facts behind it whatsoever. And journalists are not supposed to be that way. Journalists, yes, just like how we do as content creators, journalists are expected to give their take at times. Sometimes they're not, but at times to give their take on facts. But you present the facts first, then you give your take on the facts. If you, and you're supposed to have an innate ability to do that. That's why you're a journalist, right?
Yeah.
So if you just go out and you blur this, that, or the other, what makes you any better than any of us in this chat behind this mic? If you're not pivoting off of facts, you're supposed to have special access because of the platform that you belong to information, to facts that we don't know. If you're just going to make ish up, then what is your purpose? I can do what you're doing. And that's the whole point. And that's the rage behind it. Sometimes I see where some people go over the top and they got to calm themselves down. But the ire is, your job is to bring us facts. So when you're flipping on those facts, what is your purpose? What separates you from me just going out here and making up any cockamamie story about anything?
Well, that's
and
because Yeah, go ahead.
We only see it with Stadia Storm. We only see it with Stadia, and I'm saddened at times. Again, I respect where they're coming from because they feel like the least confrontational lane is what's best. But I don't see it that way, because misinformation only breeds more misinformation. And the thing is that it's bad enough when we do it from the outside, but when we make a cozy lane for it on the inside, we may not see it now, but it's going to be problematic for us in the future. I'm sorry, Storm. Go ahead, brother.
No. I'm sorry for cutting you off, man. So you're absolutely right, y'all. But I'm gonna say something right now, because some people might be like, "Well, why do they really just seem to just go to bat for Stadia every damn week?" And then I just say, man, look at this damn gameplay on the screen right now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, it was so fast, and I'm crashing into the wall because it's so damn fast. I can't believe what I'm playing right now. This is Dirt 5, by the way, y'all. Dirt 5. Shout out to Codemasters, man. I came in 4, but that's cool, right? But this is just another example. The videos, man, that's why I do this, I just wanted to point that out there. This is why I do it, in case anybody is wondering. The performance and everything you get over here is just is mind blowing. So we care about the platform. We care about the future of Stadia. We can see the vision that Stadia has put out there in front of us. Like said, anything can happen. We have learned that on every platform, haven't we? By now, PlayStation is dealing with the generations. We believe in the generations right now. Xbox is still dealing with right now the fact that they haven't dropped a damn console exclusive yet. And people have been buying the Series X's, looking for those, right? I mean, there's so many things. Nintendo does what Nintendo does. Nintendo is cool, though. I can't really bash Nintendo at all. I wouldn't try to bash any of these platforms, right? Unless somebody was unfairly picking at me about Stadia. Now, if you're picking at me about Stadia, you got to make sure that your platform is an angel. that they do no wrong. Now, see, that's so crazy to even say because I'm on these platforms, man. Like I'm out here on them. I know I got so much history with all of them that I could just tell you story after story, right? So I don't know, man. But I thought that was a good discussion, man. We had so much more. We forgot to open the phone lines and everything, y'all.
Yeah, oh yeah.
We forgot.
Yeah.
So we could open them up right now and in like 5 minutes if people want to call in, man. We could do that real quick for y'all. And because there was so much more that we could have discussed. I told you it was a jam-packed show. Some other articles that would have shed light on a lot of things that we're talking about right now. You know what I mean? But we could always save those for SSC or the next SML or whatever the case is. So it's important to connect with you all as the chat, as the gamers and all that. That's what we try to do each and every show. Like said, we're out here for the people. That's a fact. You can tell by the way we talk, the way we move. You know what I'm saying? That's just always going to be the case because we are over here trying something new. We've been attacked for it. We've been ridiculed for it. We've been scorned for it and all that stuff, right? We've been made fun of because of it, right? But we still continue to do it because of why? Some of the gameplay that you're seeing on this screen, the promises, cross-platform play, and everything that we've been talking about today. MM2K, we've been talking about it today. We've been talking about it every week prior to the day. You know what I mean? So you don't ever have to wonder why we appreciate the platform. I mean, we show you examples, we talk about it, we give you reasons why we're not going anywhere. Yep. You get what I'm saying, people? This is what we do here. I don't know about anybody else. I'm talking about this is what we do at PNTS Network.
Absolutely. And again, I don't got nothing. Again, I don't want this to be taken as I'm telling other content creators.
They should have heard it, man. They stop apologizing. They should have heard it, man. If they listen to the show, if they know you, then they should understand, man. Come on, bro.
But again, just so there's no mysteries.
Yeah.
We are not saying that you as a content creator aren't entitled to your opinion. You're absolutely entitled to your opinion. And I'm even going to go out on a plateau and say, I feel like it's coming from, we got a phone call. Hello, you are live on SML Podcast with Project Storm and MM2K. Who is it that we're talking to and what is it that you want to talk about, our good friend?
What up? This is Norman Reedus, the Funky Fetus. How's it going?
Norman, what's going on, brother? How you been, man?
Norm, straight from Death Stranding. What's going on, man?
Nothing much. Just delivering some packages. And the question is, what kind of games are you expecting from E3 to be on Stadia?
That's a good one. I'm not expecting Stadia to even have a presence at E3. I wasn't. Yeah. I don't have my hopes either,
but
right. I don't have my hopes up.
You know.
Yeah. So you're saying, but what games are we going to see at E3 that are going to be coming to Stadia as well?
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. I'm going to say I expect Dying Light to be coming to Stadia. I just don't know when they're going to announce that. Dying Light 2. I think that they're really putting their heads down and they're trying to get that game on the platform because it's one of the biggest holiday games that third AAA games that's going to be out. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think Dying Light 2. I don't know. This is, as a matter of fact, this ain't no damn Norman Reedus. This is G Million, crazy ass G Million. But I don't know, G. That's a good question, man. Good question.
Yo,
what do you think, Storm?
And I had to think about it because we were talking Stadia and E3. So forgive me, G Millie, man. Please, man, give me another chance. I don't know. I had to see what's going to be shown, y'all. So many games that's about to be announced. I'm more excited about the Xbox event than anything, man, because here we are again. Some people saying show and improve and all that stuff. But see, with Stadia, I'm just on this track where it's like whatever y'all drop, man. You drop Control, that's great. You drop that Rainbow Six Siege is coming, that's great. So whatever they give me, G Millie, is what they give us. I don't know, bro, but that's a hell of a question.
Yep. Yeah, me too. Like, there's a Capcom event. Maybe there's another Resident Evil remake coming up.
Oh, I've been hearing stuff about that. 1 and 2.
About that. Square event coming up too. And Take-Two event.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is right. I mean, we do know about. Go ahead, G.
event, so there's
Yeah.
plenty of stuff that could be announced.
Yeah.
See, and shout out to you for coming on here and just putting that in my mind right now, because I wasn't even thinking about it. You know what I mean? I just
Yeah.
wanted to hear like the announcements that was made across every platform, right? See what the buzz was going to be, especially Xbox, because that's going to be interesting. I've been following a lot of Xbox, PlayStation talk. That's why I'm so excited about this show, right? When
Yeah.
it comes to that. But damn, G Millie, you just said it, man. Capcom, you said Square Enix.
Yep.
Man, something to look out for
All
to
right,
see if
well,
there's any logos. I'm not looking for.
So,
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not looking for logos. That's for sure. But man, wouldn't it be sweet if they did say coming to Stadia as well? Man, all right.
Yeah.
So I'll be tuning in. That's for sure.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah. I haven't thought
all right,
about a
well,
lot of these
get
games.
to work, son. So it's over. I'll
All
talk to
right.
you later.
Thanks,
All right,
G.
Millie. Man, we appreciate you each and every time. That's not a secret. You
Yeah,
already know.
absolutely crazy, G Millie. He was in the chat earlier when I had said something about I didn't assaulting people, and he said MM2K assaulted me yesterday, and I liked it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
G Millie,
It's G Millie, man.
G Millie's a nut. But no, before G Millie called it, I respect everybody's opinions. I think that they're all coming from a great place. I've had content creators storm behind the scenes, hit me up and say, "Yo, I don't think that you should do this, that, and the other." And I respect their opinions or whatever. And I just kindly said, "Well, you do what you do, and I do what I do." You know what I mean?
Yep.
I do what I do for the people. I get that where maybe some of my peers may not be the most favorable to it, but again, that's what makes a great community, a diversity of thought. But again, I operate for the people, and whenever I see the people being misled, things being led astray, you know what I'm saying? If I feel like things should be addressed, I'm going to address it, and I'm going to encourage people in decency and order to address misinformation as well. And if these same journalists can, like for instance, Tom Warren tried that same crap too, Storm.
Yeah.
I remember when Tom Warren. See, that's what I'm saying. That's what y'all gotta have lineage in this, so y'all gotta do the research. And I'm not saying this to be mean or like I'm better than y'all. I'm not. It's just you can look this stuff up. Tom Warren back 2017, 2018, before he was the pro Xbox guy, that's why I said I'm leery about Tom, because he goes wherever the weather blows him. You know what I'm saying? Before he was the pro Xbox guy, he was the pro PlayStation guy. And what he would do on a regular basis is he would go out and he would antagonize Xbox people at least once every month. Like how he does the Stadium. He would antagonize them. The Xbox people would go in rants and crazy stuff, meme them, do all types of stuff. He would disappear for a month and come back and do the same thing. Now he's kind of done that, not as much, but he kind of does that to the PlayStation people, right? Not once did I ever hear Tom Warren go and talk about, oh, this crazy rabid PlayStation, the crazy rabid PlayStation people, or the crazy rabid Microsoft people who used to meme this guy and say all types of stuff. He never did that. Why you want to do that all of a sudden with Stadia? Why? Because you make up stuff with Stadia. You don't know the facts, and you were trying to do it for issues and giggles with the other community members. And when someone came to check you and you can't counter what you just said because it's made up stuff, you want to pull out the get out of jail free card. I'm not going to support that effort. I'm not going to support it. So it's important, again, I feel that if you're going to, before you hit send, before you press record on a mic, you do your due diligence and you pivot off the facts. You can't be wrong for your opinion because that's how you feel. But
Right.
if you're expecting not to get, people challenge me when I spit facts.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I'm going to get challenged. So you think you can go out here because you're a journalist and spit lies and not get challenged? No, I'm not buying that. Not at all.
Man, what can I say? So I tell y'all what, it's definitely been one of those shows. Like I said, there's a lot to discuss, a lot of movement happening on the Stadia side, and there was some things that we wanted to bring up, and like there was one article I definitely want to point out that in this one article, and man, before we wrap up, man, damn. I might have to bring it up, man.
Go ahead, brother.
Let me see something real quick. I want to make sure that I can easily find it. Hold on, y'all. So it was basically like a comparison was it the comparison between Stadia and xCloud or something? Hold on one sec. So I can't even remember.
I think xCloud is the one with xCloud gaming with Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. Everything you need to know. Is it that one? Or no? No, I see it. I got it. The digital trends joint.
Yeah. I want to make sure it's this one because there was something at the bottom that stuck out.
Okay.
Hold up. Let me see. If this is the one, man. Damn. Can't remember. But anyway, basically, so, nah, this is not it. But this is a great breakdown. See, we had other stuff, like I told y'all. We had other stuff. I don't even have it up right now if you're sharing it.
Mm-hmm.
But there was this guy that was like, yeah, you know what? Stadia versus, breaking down Stadia and versus xCloud and then saying that he felt that Stadia was, Stadia was xCloud's major competition, right? Like it was only xCloud that was Stadia's major competition, and I was like, damn, it's crazy that he feels that way because, you have GeForce Now and everything else out there, but why would Stadia be xCloud's major competition? It. Do you see it that way? Do you see where he's coming from? Because I'm like, man, and I'm gonna try to find it though. I'm gonna try to find it while you're giving your thoughts on it, and then we'll wrap up.
Yeah, let me know if it's the digital trends because I got that one up. If not, then but
all
right. I don't know. I think, Storm, that a lot of these takes from the general media is based off of ignorance, and again, that's what burns me up. If people are curious on why I was so passionate in what we talked about in the last segment, it's because if you're a journalist, you're supposed to pivot off of facts. And when you don't know the facts, you shore that up with research. Just like if I'm in a medical position, I put on my gloves, I protect against infection, and I try to save lives. It's an equivalence to me on that level. And I think a lot of it is based off of ignorance because people don't know much about cloud gaming. Again, it's only a 2% at most business. So they don't know much about it. They haven't done their research about it.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, they hear of Stadia, whether it's positive or negative, and then they know about xCloud because xCloud is of a big company, Xbox, Microsoft, that was one of the first and foremost people to really speak loudly about cloud gaming. So that's why they think it's between them two, which I don't agree with that.
Yeah,
I think the two I think is between. Nothing against GFN. GFN is a great conduit to your hardware experience. But if the business model, if the way that it's set up right now, it's just going to be an off branch for GFN to not go the way of the dodo bird like Blockbuster. It's for GFN to transition into cloud gaming and still maintain revenue, which is fine. I think it's between Google and Amazon. Xbox, I don't even know. The technology between their cloud services is questionable to me. It's not as easy for them to close the gap to me. I think that was exhibited in the fact that they had to go get Rainmaker, or whatever they're called, to go help them in their browser efforts. I just see issues there, but I could be wrong.
Gotcha. Well, I can't find it. And you know what I did? I ripped up the show notes at the beginning. And it was on the notes, man. But I had to do it. But look, with that being said, y'all, we're going to go ahead and wrap this one up right here for the day. But MM, man, I'm telling you, before we do that, first of all, a hell of a discussion, man. As always, these are the type of discussions that we have, people, all the time, right? So if you like what you heard, put a like on it. Hit that like button. It's not going to do anything. I promise it's not going to hurt you. Go ahead and give it a try and subscribe to the channel here. We're going to be doing big things. And I'm telling y'all, stay tuned for big announcements in the near future when it comes to PNTS Network, people. Definitely with my channel right here. So hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on if you want to so that you don't miss these future SML podcasts and the other gameplay that I will be doing starting today because I need to get out there and try to get this chicken dinner, man. I need to get this chicken dinner. So with that being said, I could tell the people where they can find me first. And if you have any closing thoughts, you could tell them where to find you and all that stuff. But look, right here on YouTube, I just said, but you could also find me on Twitter. I'm always over there hanging out, seeing what everybody has to say within and outside of the community or whatever. Some interesting things goes down in the Stadia community, y'all. So you might want to keep your eyes and ears on the pulse, because there's always something breaking or whatever. So, and a lot of our shows are based on the conversations that we're having inside and outside of the community, people. So follow us on Twitter. You can find me at the Nephophiliac. It should be in the description. Hopefully I have it in the description, but and you could definitely follow MM2K, and he'll get into how you could do that, people. But tomorrow, stay tuned for the Revolutionary Podcast with myself and Stadia Revolution. That'll be 11 a.m. Eastern time. And of course, there unless Snow Bunny wants to do something tomorrow, there will not be a Yin Meets Yang of Gaming podcast. Got some things to take care of, people, as we said early on. But for those of you who missed that, yeah, there's something going on. But that's definitely a podcast you want to check out because we talk about everything gaming. Same as the commission that happens on Thursdays on the MM2K channel at 8, normally at 8 o'clock Eastern. All of our shows are Eastern time based. So, what about you, man?
Yeah, you guys can find me on the MM2K videos channel, here and there, but more frequently you can find me on Stadia Dosage. And again, Stadia Dosage platform was built for the people, by the people. We owe so much to you. It's not about us trying to get codes
right.
or trying to for us to benefit from.
Not about us getting 10,000 subscribers and all that. Right
exactly.
Now.
Yeah, we're not. We're put everything that you guys put into it. We give right back to you. That's how we were able to do the 60-day Stadia challenge. We're doing enhancements to the PNTS to PNTS products. That's all I'll say right now. So definitely stay tuned to that. So everything's going back to y'all. And again, to my fellow content creators, I love y'all. We continue to support y'all, even when y'all don't support us. But that's okay. It is what it is.
That's real.
You know what I'm saying? We're going to continue to support y'all. And there's nothing. I'm not. Even though I didn't come here for y'all, I'm not against y'all. I'm here for the people, though. You know what I mean? So different strokes for different folks. I appreciate y'all's opinion. I respect y'all's opinion, but let it be known what we're here for. We're here for the people. And if the people are being misled or led astray, and I consider the people be smart enough to know the difference between when it's raining on them or when they're getting pissed on.
Right.
We consult with the people. You know what I mean? So that's what we're here for. So shout out to everybody creating content, doing their thing. Shout out to y'all, man. It's going to be a great summer. We got the Stadia Summer Games Championship. Definitely don't forget about that. $1,000 prize. There's going to be more on that. Make sure you follow at the Summer CC for more information on that at Twitter. Just a lot of great stuff coming for the platform and related to the platform. So definitely keep your eyes and ears to the ground.
With that being said, man, so are y'all having a number show?
The number show is going to be again tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Stadia Dosage platform. That is the show that is hosted by Jack Deslip and we're going to go over the numbers. Going to be some great stuff. You're going to see some numbers being broke down in ways that you haven't seen before. That's very interesting. Give you a lot of good information about the platform. And we're doing another Stadia Premier giveaway. So you got to be there in order to be eligible. More information on Twitter, but plan to be there 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in order to be eligible.
All right. With that being said, people, we appreciate each and every one of you. I got to run through this list real quick before we go, because if I don't pay attention to the chat, what the hell am I doing? You know what I mean? Am I smoking something or whatever if I don't pay attention to the chat? So I will say this. I got a feeling that come next weekend, when we go back to the Stadia Dosage channel right here on YouTube, subscribe to him. You know what I'm saying? Turn notifications on. The brother's dropping dope stuff. Go check it out. I got a feeling that we'll be talking about something good. I don't know why, man, but Stormstradamus. Now I'm getting used to the name. See, you messed up, man. You created a monster. I'm getting used to it, and I feel like Stadia's just making these moves. Like the summer is coming. We told y'all last episode that it was going to be a big summer for Stadia. Since then, a few big announcements have come out that people are talking about, and the summer's not even officially here yet. Summer kicks off June 20th, if I'm not mistaken, or whatever. This is pre-summer. All this stuff right here is pre-summer, y'all. So stay tuned. Stay tuned to the streets and everything. But the chat right here, real quick, y'all, before we roll, starting from the bottom to the top. We got Still Exec, man. Is it Kenja in the house right here? Project Kill shows up late saying, what's good, fellas? Kill got to get that chicken dinner just like me, man. We're focused on that. You know what I mean? I will be playing that, so look out for some streams. I don't know if I'm doing commentary or not. Charles Arn is in the building, man. The postmaster, always delivering the timely damn news at the right time, man. Behind the scenes, y'all don't understand, y'all. We chop it up. This is why we tell y'all, hit us up in the DM. If you're thinking about something Stadia related, you got questions, hit us up. Hit me up. Hit MM2K up. Hit Charles up. Proper's Place was in the house, man. Junior Thanos. Randy B is in the building. MM2K, I see you sneak up down there. We got Dr. Spaceman in the house. What's going on, Dr. Spaceman? PS is really going to be making some moves. I got my eyes and ears peeled to the PlayStation Street, Spaceman. Dre is right here showing up to show some love today, man. We also had Project Storm, as y'all know. Bradley DeHarder, man, came through just dropping bombs, and I was reading all of it. Bradley, it's good to see you, man. Hope you come back for a future show, future discussion. This is how it's always been. This is how it's going to continue to be. We go freestyle, and we go for the people.
Absolutely.
Who else, man? Romello Thomas is in the house, man. It's been a while.
Romello!
I know you're doing your thing, man. Always been supportive. G. Millie, who called in saying that he was Norman Reedus. Hey, G. Millie called in one time talking about he was Lord Hannison. You just got to understand when somebody comes in, you think it's a celebrity, it might be G. Millie, man. But that's my bro, though, you know. Amanor
shout out to G. Millie
in the house. Patrick, we had Two Bug. I 313, y'all. I think I'm saying it. He told me how to pronounce it. I hope I'm saying it right now. Iman Day is in the house. We had, who else, MM? Let me go on up some more, man. Stadia Revolution. I think I said proper place. Man, we got Chariot Man Gaming stopped by. We had Squid that stopped through. Alex Billy in the house. Man. Damn, man. There's more people that showed up than I thought. Caliber Killer.
Yeah.
Woo.
Caliber.
Sean L, man, stopped through, y'all. Who else? I want to make sure I don't miss anybody. All right. We got Geek the Sneak that was in the house with us today, man.
Geek
the Sneak, you know. Let's see. We had, I don't know, am I missing anybody coming from the top? Oh, Dominicano, he said that he couldn't hear anything. Hopefully Dominicano got that settled, man. Big time supporter, you know. Calvin Morgan was in the building, y'all. And that's it right there for today's show. So we're gonna go ahead and let MM
Did
go
you get
ahead.
Unitrix?
Huh? Unitrix. Oh, Unitrix. Damn. I don't know if I called him out. Unitrix.
Wrong Yeezy.
Wrong Yeezy. Damn. I missed y'all, man. But I called them out earlier, so they shouldn't be.
Alex Billy.
Mad.
Yep.
Yeah, they shouldn't be mad. But look, hey, until the next one, y'all, 3 things I need y'all to do. That's keep it safe, keep it positive, and keep it gaming. Stay tuned for some more 4K 120 desktop content or something. 8K 120. MM2K, you got anything on the horizon, man, before we get up out of here? Like content-wise, game-wise?
I might do a test stream to test out our giveaway feature for tomorrow, so stay tuned to that on Stadia Does It. But that's it, bro.
All right, well, there it is, people. Y'all have a great gaming day, all right? I almost said a wonderful gaming day, but that would be plagiarized. All right, peace. We up out of here, people.
Peace.